Wednesdays, you know, we got a lot of interested people be coming through to the show. So, before we start the show, how you doing, Doc? I ain't seen you all day, man.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm chilling, you know.
You doing all right? You smiling, man.
But I'm always smiling.
So that means you're all right.
Yeah.
Because this guy smiles a lot. If he don't smile, you already could tell.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, because he like to smile. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he like to smile and stuff like that. But, so you want to talk about a couple of things that we got coming up before we start?
Yes, people, you know, we our TikTok will be more active. We very active on TikTok. You know, the kids program, we doing well. Our senior program, the Rikers Island, we're doing well with that. And also our merch. Y'all want to get our merch, y'all could go to the website, get the merch.
Yeah, the game tonight, man. The game is tonight, so I got
Opening night.
Yeah, opening night for the next. We down like 3 players, but I'm gonna see what they got. You know,
They down 3 players too. So.
they down 3 players.
Yeah, they down Garland, Shrews, and DeAndre Hunter.
And Garland was kind of down last season too.
Yeah, he's still down for that same injury.
Yeah. Okay. So without further ado, we gonna start the show, right? And we got a young lady by the name of Jasmine Guy. How you doing, Jasmine? Jasmine Ray. I'm sorry. How you doing?
Was that a different
Sorry
world?
about that. Yeah, I don't know where the guy came from, but Jasmine Ray, how you feeling?
I'm great. How are you?
You good?
I'm good.
I don't know where Jasmine Guy came from, but
it came
Jasmine
from a different
Ray,
world.
how you doing?
I'm great.
Okay.
Yeah. How are you?
How was your day?
It was productive.
Yeah. So where you from?
Well, a mixture of Brooklyn, Staten Island, and North Carolina. Kind of bounced around.
But where you from originally?
I grew up in Brooklyn.
Oh, you grew up in Brooklyn.
I grew up in Brooklyn, but I've been on Staten Island for like the last 30 years. Yeah.
What part of Brooklyn?
Sunset Park.
Sunset Park, so.
Sunset Park, what time is it?
That sound like I heard that in the movie or something like that.
Yeah, come on.
So we talking about the gang thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, tomahawks and all that. Yeah, that's the gang. Yeah, they used to sing that. Yeah.
And I think that was the movie Afraid Your Star was in.
Nah, but I heard that they used to sing that with the gangs too. Back in the day, they had the tomahawks and all them other dudes out there. The Education of Sonny Carson.
I don't know anything about
And
any
they were singing that.
gangs or illegal activity.
So how was life growing up in Sunset Park?
It was all right. I mean, Sunset Park is like a bunch of predominantly Hispanic. So I'm mixed. So I had like real thick curly hair. So.
Mixed with what?
So my mother is Filipino and Puerto Rican, and my dad is black.
Oh wow!
So I
your
had
dad
like,
came up.
No, listen, my dad was a prize too. Hold on.
I got
My dad was very different. My dad is very different. You know, he grew up listening to jazz, playing tennis. He's a bit of an enigma. Yeah. He's different. He's very different. Now he coaches pickleball. Go figure.
Pickleball?
Yeah.
Pickleball is the next big thing. A lot of people playing pickleball
Yeah.
now.
He just became a certified
A
instructor.
lot of seniors too.
Yeah, so he's 60. My dad is 68. And it's funny because like where he lives, it's mostly white people in Sanford, North Carolina. He's the only black guy that plays in the entire town. And he won the senior games.
Yeah.
So then he got certified, and now like he's teaching everybody. But it's funny because I mentioned race because he told me like when he first came on the scene, you know, everybody was real. They were reserved.
Right.
You know, they they were giving him the side eye like, okay, who's this guy?
Right.
But in a year, they love him. Now they love
in
him.
North Carolina.
Oh yeah, now
But
they
they still
love
got a
him.
little racism down in certain areas.
Just a little bit, but you know what's funny? He prides himself on changing people's minds. So that's his thing. He always says, "I'm gonna change their mind." He said, "You know how I am,
that's for
Jazz.
sure.
By the time I finish, they're gonna love me," and they do.
So you have any other siblings?
So I have a brother, Jason. He also lives in Carolina, and then I had another brother, Jonathan, who passed away in a car accident. He was 16.
Oh wow, sorry to hear
Yeah.
that. So you daddy's girl now.
Yeah.
So who got the Filipino side?
My grandmother.
Oh, yeah, I kind of figured that.
Yeah. And but I'm definitely daddy's girl. My dad, when my parents divorced, I was like 12. My dad moved me to Carolina with him. So yes, I was raised by my dad.
In that same area?
Yeah. I was raised. No, we were in closer to like Hickory, but the town is called Drexel. So I graduated high school in North Carolina. I went to school in North Carolina. Yeah, so I was always back and forth. But like my dad, they split up. My dad was like, "Let's go. You coming with me?"
So did you experience any racism when you was down there in school?
No, actually, it was the opposite. Because I was the girl from New York. So,
Right.
You know,
So
I was
jealousy.
the cool girl. No, I was a cool girl.
Oh, there was a cool girl.
Yeah, I was a cool girl in school. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I say that humbly, you know. Yeah, I wasn't going around acting like the cool girl. Just, you know, I had different. I could sing, so I had a talent, and then, you know, everybody wants to know about New York, and, you know, New York is different, you know. So no matter where we are, we stand out.
Yeah, a lot of people in the South attract to New York people.
Yeah.
Especially more so back then.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now
exactly.
it's like
You saying back then like it was what?
no, but you.
How far back you?
I'm assuming. No, 'cause
How
you
many
said,
years are we
No,
talking?
because you know, like you said, you've been in Staten Island for the last 30 years.
No, well, you remind me of my son. So my son's 14,
Yeah.
and every time he talks about my age, he's like, "Oh, my mother, she's from the 1900s."
Oh, wow.
That's how they. Yeah.
Like that's a long time.
That's
ago.
the
But to him, it is-
1900s. Like
Oh,
we
the
say
1900s.
No, like how we would say, like, yeah, the 1800s.
Yeah.
My son's like, yeah, my mother, she was born in the 1900s. I'm like, God.
Yeah, he covering the whole thing.
Yeah. Right. Like I was born in the 40s. Like, okay.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
So-
What's your son's name?
Jaden.
Jaden.
Jaden Jonathan.
Okay, that's my grandson.
He's
name.
14.
Yeah, James
so he
Jonathan,
plays sports.
He plays basketball. He plays football. Yeah, just like a little bit of everything. But he doesn't have the dedication that I would like him to have. So
Okay.
yeah. 'Cause
So in North Carolina, as a young girl, what did you do for as like activities and stuff like that?
so where I grew up, there really was nothing to do. So just a lot of. I used to collect. I'm serious. I used to collect crawdads in the river, and I used to have this big tank, and I used to put the crawdads in, and then they multiply.
Right.
And then my dad would say, "Time to throw the crawdads back in the river, Jazz." You know, like
Something to do.
North Carolina stuff. Yeah,
Right, I
I'd run
got you.
around barefoot. There really was nothing to do. The closest
Throw that.
anything movie theater was like miles away. So yeah. I lived in that type of town, like from the movies where like there's nothing around.
So you had to be creative, pretty much.
You had to be creative, yeah, and pretty much like there was no going anywhere unless you had a car. But I was too young.
Yeah.
So it was hard, like with friends except school then.
I mean, like, so we lived in an apartment complex, so there was a lot of kids. But you know, I still, even then, like I was a loner. But like my dad made it fun. My dad, he had this tent. So my dad is also a vet, so he had like this big orange military tent. So he used to pitch it. He used to put the extension cord with the TV outside, play scary movies, and then all the neighborhood kids would come.
So you got a cool dad.
Yeah,
man.
no, my dad was great. Yeah.
That's what's up.
He'd do a fish fry, like, and then all the neighborhood kids would come and watch scary movies in the tent.
So you went to college down there?
No, I went to college in Staten Island. I went to the College of Staten Island.
So you came back up?
I came back up, yeah. I came back up. So I graduated in 2001, and then I came literally, like, I didn't even go to graduation. I graduated, and I came right back to New York. Yeah.
Why you ain't go to graduation?
I don't remember.
You ain't feel like it?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like that. I'm that. Yeah, I definitely marched to the beat of my own drum for sure.
So you said you were singing. So when did you start singing?
So I always sang. I was always. I always had a talent for singing. So it's funny because when I went from North Carolina to New York, I was 18, 19. And a friend of mine named Crystal was like, hey, let's go to, remember 106 in Park? She was like, let's go to 106 in Park. So we're online for 106 in Park. And on the line, people are singing. And I'm like, why is everybody singing? You know, we get to the front of the line, and Crystal, my friend Crystal, was like, haha, I signed you up to a talent show.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, so I'm shy. So we get to the talent show, whatever. I sing, I win the contest. And then next thing I know, they put me on what's called Wild Out Wednesday. They used to have the segment Wild Out Wednesday, and they used to have a guest singer. So I went on there and I sang a Mariah Carey song. And then right after that, a producer approached me and was like, hey, I'm working with this rapper. Would you like to do like the demo for the rapper? And I was like, sure, you know. So I literally went in the studio, did a couple of demos, and then somebody heard my voice and was like, who is that? And it was Tommy Mottola, who signed Mariah Carey.
Oh, wow.
How funny. So the rapper was Stagger Lee. Do you remember Stagger Lee?
Yeah.
You remember? Do you remember "Rock Your Body"?
Yeah.
Like check 1, 2, and all, right?
Yeah.
And then we had the La 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 song that used to come on BET all the time. Anyway, So that was
you.
me.
Okay.
That was me. Yeah, I did all those hooks for Stagger Lee and then me and Stag and a couple of others. We went on a a nationwide tour.
Yeah.
I was 21.
And they was paying you.
Yeah, I made a lot of money. Straight out of high school. I started making a lot of money right out of high
How
school.
your dad feel about that?
Well, so it's funny because my dad fell on hard times. So in my book, Political Humanity, there's a chapter called The Flawed Hero. And it's about Eric as much as it is about my dad. But in that chapter, I talk about my dad fell on hard times. And I was making a lot of money as a young girl, and I was still living at home. I was with my mom at the time, and I used to send my dad money to, so he could get by.
Right.
Yeah. So and then my dad wind up. So yeah, of course he felt. There wasn't much about. They wouldn't get involved in my career. It was more, I was helping my dad, and then eventually he was like, you know what, I can't live like this. He went back to school. He got his bachelor's, then he got his master's. He kept going, and then he went and became a teacher. And he did his 20 years, and now he's retired, played pickleball, bought his house, his car, it completely changed his life around. So music played, a part in that story.
So I see, like, in your music career, you real close friends with Chingy.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, so how y'all met?
Backstage, yeah. It was so...
Yes, you see in the picture, y'all was like this.
Yeah, that's my guy. Well, okay, so I dated him for...
I see, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Now we ain't really get the book right, but we saw everything.
Yeah. Okay. The jig is up. Yeah. So, we were young. We were really young. I think I was...
You was 20 and he was 23.
I was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I said on the post? Yeah, we were really young. We were 3 years apart.
You said you was 20, he was 23.
Yeah.
We were really, really young. So we were backstage. We were at some show. And it was before he... really got big and before our song did well, and we were just two kids backstage, and we talked and we got along really well. He's introverted, I'm introverted, so we really got along because there was a lot of fanfare and hoopla, and we just weren't with it. We were just everybody else can enjoy that. So
you caught him in the beginning of your career.
Very beginning.
So you had fans too.
Yeah, we were big.
She said she made a lot of money?
No, but the money don't mean friends.
Yeah, but on the West Coast, that song went #1. Actually, what am I talking about? Rock Your Body went #1 on Z100 for weeks. We had a really good run.
Yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah, we had a big run. And then, but the song before that was called Roll with MVP. It was #1 in California. So we were on the West Coast a lot. And then we came back, we dropped Rock Your Body. Rock Your Body went #1 over here. And then, then it was over. I wound up leaving the group.
And you just did your background vocals.
Huh?
This is pretty much background vocals.
No, I did the hooks. All the hooks
yeah,
of me.
The hooks,
yeah, I did all the hooks of me. Yeah.
And you did songs with Chingy, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do
no
songs. You
didn't do no songs with Chingy?
You
ain't do one with him?
No.
Wow.
We talk about it now. We talk about
Chingy came out fire right away.
Right there, yeah. His song was crazy.
No, but she knew him before, so maybe it was a journey.
No. Right there was out. It was climbing the charts. We met right at that time. And
so he ain't get there yet.
No. He was there. Okay, I'll tell you a story. I haven't told the story. Actually, I don't think I've ever told the story.
Okay,
cool.
Exclusive. Let's do it.
Let's do it. This is why him and I are literally friends to this day. So we dated briefly. It was a year or two, whatever. Anyway, we were really young, and right there was just hitting the charts. But he had a big record deal. He had a lot of money, too much money almost. And he had bought this huge mansion in St. Louis, so I would fly down, stay over. So we go to the mall, and this is at the time we're not thinking anything. We're just, I'm the Stagger Lee girl, he's Chingy. We go to this big mall in St. Louis, and as we're walking through the mall, nobody's noticing us, nobody's bothering us, but he's like, "Yo, there's people following us," and I'm like, "No way." He's like, "No, there's people following." He was like, "Hold on, what?" So people were following us. They were about to rob him. They were about to rob him. He had a big chain on. What they didn't know is that we were with 10 people. Right. But they were walking behind us. So we were being followed, and then his people were following the people following us.
Gotcha.
We're like, "Yo, let's leave." So we start walking towards the exit. They approach us to rob him, and all hell breaks loose. The whole mall, there was a stampede, a riot, fists were flying, people were fighting. it was chaotic, and the whole time I kept hearing him say, "Get Jazz, get Jazz, get Jazz." So like literally like I feel like somebody even had a gun. Like it was crazy. And all he kept saying was, "Get Jazz, put her in my car. Get Jazz, put her in my car." Like he wasn't even concerned about himself, his chain, or nothing. He kept saying, "Get Jazz,"
So
and I'll never forget that. So like we're tight. We stood friends.
He did the right thing, though.
Yeah,
when
he's a
it get a little
gentleman.
hectic,
No, yeah.
The female, you know what I'm saying, you got to protect her. You can't let her get hurt. You know
he's such a gentleman, and you know, he's had a crazy career, and I feel bad all the stuff that happened to him, but like he still to this day remains like really humble. Like he's a good guy. You know, like anything that was done to him, you'll never hear him talk bad about anybody. You know, he likes to stay positive, and he's into like energy, and you know, he's just like, he's a vegan, you know, so he's real.
So it sounds like it ain't work. It sounds like y'all both had love for each other, but it sounds like
we still have love for each other.
Because you probably couldn't take the fandom.
No, it just he blew up. He came out with One Call Away, then the Tyrese song, Pulling Me Back, and then that's it. He was at it. He was a superstar. So, you know, we lost touch for a while, but the funny thing is, every time he came to New York, like, you know, he would come over, and he wound up becoming really good friends with, like, my little brother who passed away. And that's another story where he called me one time, and he was like, "Jazz, yo, what's up with your brother? Like, he hasn't been returning my calls." And I was like, so his name is Howard. So like, I call him HB. That was HB. He passed away. He was like, "No way!" Like he was heartbroken over that. Yeah. So, you know, we have history.
He passed up here.
Yeah, my little brother passed away in Staten Island.
Okay.
In a car accident. It was in 2009. So that even goes to show you like the run that.
Right.
Yeah. So when I had to break the news to Chingy that my brother passed away, he wound up becoming real good friends with my brother. So, you know, that was a whole thing. And then, you know, we always stay in touch. Every time he comes up north, he hits me up. I meet up with him, you know, just chill. So
at that point where he blew, what did you start doing?
I went to school. Like
so
I dropped.
You stopped. You gave
I dropped out of the group. It was, you know what? I'm not an entertainer at all. Like I'm not even a performer. I just love to sing, and I was good at it. But then, I hated being on stage. I hate being dressed up. I hated the entertainment aspect of it, you know? So, and then like, I'm not a night person. So I'd go to sleep early. I would get fined by the label because I'd like literally perform at the club and leave. And like, it was my job to stay, to mingle,
network and all that.
to network. And I wouldn't. I would just go back to the hotel and literally go to sleep. The label kept finding me. And then eventually I was like, "Oh, I'm done with this." And that was it.
So you got royalties and stuff still coming in, huh?
I did. We had a JCPenney commercial that was fire. We had this. So like at the time, I don't know if you remember like the little white girl that used to dance with Missy in all her videos.
Yeah.
So that girl did a back to school JCPenney commercial, and it like blew up. And we had this little like caricature dancing, but it was to the Rock Your Body song. So I made more money on that commercial than I did during my career.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, it's funny because at the time they told me, you know, you're getting 25 cents every time the song plays. And I'm like, well, what's that? And then the lady was like, well, no, it's playing nationwide. And I was like, okay. And then the checks.
That adds up nationwide.
I mean, like, back to school, you know, it's playing constantly. And then the
in rotation.
Then it blew up. Then the song and the commercial itself blew up because it had the little girl in it. And it resulted in a lot of money. So for a 22-year-old, you know, it was a lot of money. So
So what made you? So your career changed from there.
Yeah.
You went to what?
I worked for like a nonprofit. I went back to school, and then my brother passed away. When my brother passed away, it was like everything changed. Yeah. Like I founded a nonprofit.
That were real close.
Yeah. It was, you know, it was like we were 10 years apart. So that was like my little homie, you know, my little brother. So as soon as he was old enough to travel, as soon as I was old enough to travel alone, I'd take him with me, you know. So it was tough. It was traumatizing, still traumatizing. But I could talk about it now.
Off and on, yeah.
But I started a nonprofit organization called the United States Wall Ball Association, literally like months after he passed away. And then all I wanted to do was, because, you know, he plays sports. So anything with a low barrier of entry, basketball, handball, anything that didn't cost money, I was organizing it in the 5 boroughs. So, and then the organization blew up. And then I traveled literally the world. I went to Italy, Colombia, China, you name it, I went there.
So what did you do to make it blow up?
Well, it's funny because like Eric would say, like, geez, like, how did you make, like, the book had a viral moment, right? I apply the same, principles. It's just, like, I understand marketing and communication. So with the nonprofit, I literally just leveraged the kids. Like, I wasn't the front person. I let the kids tell the story. So I would do these videos. So, like, I would have, for example, like, I'd have a handball tournament, right? And we were so popular that the kids would like crash my website, and we would open registration, for, let's just say 150 kids. When I say kids, they're like teenagers, right? But we'd open 150 slots, and like within minutes, they'd crash the website, they'd fill up the slots, we'd have to close the registration. So I'd look at the registration list, and I'd, reach out to some of them, like, hey, what do you care about with it, right? So, like, we did, for example, an anti-bullying tournament. So before the tournament, me and a friend would go up to the Bronx, we'd film a little girl, talk about her being bullied in school. And then we'd build the whole tournament around her. We'd call it the anti-bullying tournament. So every tournament had a theme. Every theme had a color, so anti-bullying was purple. Then we print purple shirts. Like, I did all the fundraising, so everything was always free for the kids. So, like, they love the aspect of, like, going to the tournament and, like, getting their shirt. I'd give away handballs because I started manufacturing them. I went to China to manufacture my own handball. And then we would talk about anti-bullying. So before the tournament starts, it was free, but the exchange was you'd have to give us your attention for 15 minutes. And then so within those 15 minutes, we talk about, safe sex, anti-bullying, anti-violence, education. We do college registration. We do financial literacy. We did that with TD Bank. So we partner with people. We bring in companies. We give them 15 to 20 minutes of their time to come in and speak about something. And then they'd get their shirt, and then we play the tournament, and then everybody go home. We give away the trophies and the medals, everybody go home. So we use the kids and their story to literally just build the organization. Marketing.
Very
That's
good.
it. That's it. That's all it was about. It was just marketing. And then, like, the dope thing was, the reason why it was so successful too is because it was funded by the city. So, like, city council members in New York City, they started reaching out to me and saying, can you throw a tournament in my district? And I would say, yep, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. That's I would charge.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I would charge them. And then that's how I got into politics, because I started realizing that I don't need to come out of pocket. Like, the city has money for this stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. So I used to fundraise.
You're 501c3, right?
So you did,
We're 501c3.
so you did fundraising.
I fundraise myself. I would pitch. I'd create decks, and I would go in front of city council members or borough presidents. That's how I met Eric. I even had a Red Bull after 2 years of doing this. I had a Red Bull contract because it was doing so well. And then I was doing the same thing for Red
So
Bull.
you're going directly to them. You're not going through the portals and all that stuff.
No, so in order to even get to the portal, you have to first get in front of the politician and
Correct.
say, here's the product.
Correct.
This is why this is good for your district. And so a lot of people weren't activating in the parks. I don't know why. And even if they were, they just weren't, in my humble opinion, they just weren't as good as us, right? Because like anywhere we went, first of all, I had like the branding was, I had this big ass, I'll never forget, like one time I only had like $5,000 left in the bank. And this guy from Red Bull was like, yo, branding is everything. You got to get your tent. You got to brand your tent. And the tent was $3,800. And I was like, I don't want to spend that money. And he was like, trust me, it'll be the best, purchase you ever make. And it was. So I bought this huge 20 by 10 blue tent. Every time that tent went up, it was like the kids knew where we were, like it was a big deal. And then I got the flags and I would put our like a decal, like our logo right on the handball wall, right on the back court of the backboard of the basketball court, and I just would brand the crap out of the park. And people would show up.
That's big.
Yeah, people would show up.
Tell people all the time, advertising, promotion, and marketing.
Yep.
It's expensive, but it brings you business. It brings you attention. Nobody know you're there unless you let them know you're there. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't even matter what the product is. That's the crazy thing, right? You got people online selling pens. You got people online selling mushrooms. I mean, right? They're selling mushroom coffee. Like,
Yeah,
But
I got the mushroom coffee.
I got the mushroom coffee too. But that's what I'm saying. It's like you can market
yes, you
anything.
Do. Yeah, yes, you got to do it consistent. You drink coffee every day?
Yeah, I drink coffee.
You don't. But he was eating trolls and gummies upstairs. No.
But I work. Even when I was in workout mode, I looked like I was. It still was. It was too.
Nah, it's the way you got to do it. It do work. It works. I drink it all the
mushroom
time.
coffee,
I get it every 30 days in the mail.
I do too. Wait, which one do you have?
What's the name?
I have-
Rise?
I have mud water.
Like Rise. You know
But
Rise.
that is right. I know
Yeah,
about
get
Rise.
Yeah.
I get mud water.
It works,
That's so
man.
funny.
I have muddy water, right?
Yeah, mud water. Yeah.
Get the Rise. The Rise bring you down, man. Bring you down. bring your man down, man. I stay large. That mushroom coffee good. You read up on it. It tell you all the fight, all the stuff that's in it.
Yeah, a lot
But
of
you don't
benefits.
drink coffee, so that ain't gonna work for you. Doc.
You don't drink coffee? I can tell because your teeth are white.
Yeah, I don't drink it.
That's what you're supposed to do. Sponsor.
Oh, it's sponsor break. Yeah, yeah. We can't cut the check for the beat.
Cut that
right.
check. Cut that
That's
check.
right. You understand? Yeah, but
So-
it's pretty good though.
Yeah, so that's, the organization grew. It got really big to the point that we started traveling the world. Literally, I was taking kids
So it
to
seems like everything you talking about, it turns to gold, man. Right, Doc? I mean, I ain't heard nothing went bad. Everything you rocking.
I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back, but like yesterday I did an exercise, right? With like trying to I wanted to figure out like what I wanted to do next. So I was like, all right, let me go back to the beginning and see like what I accomplished. The list was mad long. I was like, oh, I did a lot of stuff. Yeah, so not to pat my, but yeah, I started 3 companies. I wrote a book. I have a small real estate portfolio. I did the nonprofit. Like I did a lot of stuff, and then I became a founding director of a mayor's office of sports. So I did a lot.
Yeah, let's talk about that because that's
What's your
interesting.
role? Can
What you want to know? What you want to know about
but-
Mayor Adams and I? Go ahead. Ask the question. Oh, now
So
everybody's
no,
quiet.
you might have put it out there then.
Yeah.
What you want to know?
What's the deal with you and the man?
Well, the funny thing is, right? The book comes out. Let me just say this up front. There's no sex in the book. There's no salaciousness in the book. It's not salacious at all.
Right.
But when it first came out, I guess because of the cover. The cover is like my hands in the back of his head.
Yeah.
It just.
Wow.
My IG had 5.1 million impressions in 1 week.
Because it blew up ever since.
It blew up.
It went crazy.
It
all
went
in the paper.
crazy. I was told it was viral. I was a meme. I went offline.
Yo, it went crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
Because when I seen it in the paper, there's like the mayor, you got paid 100.
But you see how they
and
frame
they said you
it?
got paid 160,000
$60,000
for a no-show job.
Right.
Oh, really?
Not no show, but they said you ain't do nothing. They said y'all.
Oh, that's not
this,
nice.
This they said.
Who said that?
This is in the paper.
I haven't seen that.
No, but this is they said. This is they said. They said you got 160,000.
Yep.
And you used to and the funds.
Mini clips, 1 minute
The
clips.
funds wasn't there, and now you admitted to the funds that you made that money, and they said you wasn't qualified for that position.
Yeah. Okay.
They said you wasn't
Tell them
qualified
the real
for that
story
position.
then.
Yeah. So. Okay. I never heard that. Where did that? What paper was that?
It's all in the newspaper. It's
You
viral.
saw that too?
The main thing the newspapers were saying is that Eric gave his girlfriend.
That's what
Yeah.
I heard. Eric gave his girlfriend
Yeah.
$160,000 job.
Right.
Right.
His ex-girlfriend. That says ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend. Yeah.
Because it's in an arguable position. They didn't even say ex really. They was saying.
They said ex-girlfriend.
They
I
were saying
seen that
mistress,
ex.
really, like side chick.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the problem was they were making you seem like y'all was having sex in City Hall.
In City Hall. I saw that one. Yeah.
But it was mainly because that you're his, y'all had whatever y'all had.
Yeah.
And he gave you this high position in the city.
Yeah.
Not realizing that you have a background in position.
Nobody talked about my background. But it's funny because when they reached out to me, I was like, I dare you question my qualifications. Like, please
They
do.
said you wasn't qualified.
Yeah, no, they're gonna. But that's why they said it on the headlines. But
But they must
nobody.
have thought you was Hispanic.
Why?
Because I heard him say he loved them Hispanic women.
You do
Say he
look
loved
Hispanic.
the
though.
Before we get into that, you gotta, this is a tricky part.
Okay.
Do you think that, because you announced this book, and then he drops out.
Yeah, that's what they.
Right.
That's what they said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
know it wasn't you.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
First of all, somebody else that I know already, he was dropping out even when he kept saying he was going to.
Yeah.
The main thing I think what made him drop out is they didn't release his money. So once he had that, he couldn't have a fight.
They didn't match funds.
Yeah, they match your fund, but
So he had no fun. But he also had some of his accounts were frozen even. because of some of the allegations he had against him. So I don't think he had full access to the funds. Plus
Yeah.
He didn't have, mainly he didn't have access to the campaign funds, which is your biggest pot.
Right, but understand something though.
But this is what's crazy. This was crazy. This is why I say he don't get a fair shot. Cuomo was doing sexual assault. He literally sexually assaulted most of his secretaries.
Step down as governor, now running for.
No, but they left his funds open. They never took his money. He was one of the only people in politics, Cuomo.
Is this
that had, like,
microphone picking up what you're saying? Because
Yeah.
I'm glad it, yeah.
But no, it's a lot of people that's ignorant, and I talked to a lot of people. Like, we spoke to a friend of ours the other night. He's telling me about all of this immigration.
Yep.
Like, you're ignorant to
Yep.
the facts.
Yep.
But it's good that you look at that because a lot of people don't realize that, he would have, I think Mayor Adams should have ran the second term, even if he should not have dropped out. But I understand his logic.
No, agreed. I don't think he should have dropped out either.
Yeah,
I actually was trying to get
Well,
him to come back.
he had to drop out. Well, at tomorrow,
I don't think he should have dropped.
tomorrow I'm meet with the man tomorrow at 10:30 down by Chambers Street. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna find out tomorrow. Plus, I want to talk about some other things, pertaining to us. But what I'm saying is that he had so many different things coming, like the bag with the chips with the money. Remember that one?
Yeah.
You don't remember that one?
When he,
That was the point.
But hear what I'm saying. I'm just saying all of these things are coming back to back. When he gets something that he had, it was a problem, and to get it, got quiet, something else come. And all these things was out of his control. You see what I'm saying? Though? So then that just, what she add all of this, he just keeps having stuff. And that's why the people start not liking him and not paying attention to his work. And they just trying to put him down. Now they pressing him to step down. He didn't want to step down, but it was just too much. And that campaign money, like Ted said, that was it. If you can't compete, if you ain't got no financial backing, you're not going to be able to win that, man. You got to have that.
Yeah, but we had to get back to, because she was saying,
Yeah.
because she definitely want to get that point.
well, I could unpack everything you guys just mentioned.
Yeah.
So look, before we even get to the other stuff, let's just talk about his accomplishments real quick, okay? Because it was a great administration. It is a great administration.
Right.
I understand the way people feel. People don't feel safe, right? But the data shows that crime has gone down in like 7 major categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one. 2, we containerized trash. Like, why hasn't New York City had trash bins this entire time, right? So we containerized trash where everybody said it couldn't have been done in 3 years. He did it. Our New York City kids are outpacing the entire state in reading and math scores, okay? We passed something called City of Yes, which it changes the zoning laws. It allows people also to build extensions. You can make apartments in your basement. You can make an extension in your yard. You can convert office space to residential, right? So that right there addresses the housing crisis, right? It's supply and demand. You increase the supply, you right? So
Got over 20,000 guns off the street.
20,000 guns off the street. He has something called axe to tax. If you make less than $50,000 and you got a family, you don't pay city taxes, right? Like, I could keep going,
There's more.
right?
It's a
Well,
lot more.
I mean, think about this too.
It's a lot more.
If you know what's going on in London right now, if you've seen what's going on in San Francisco, Chicago, they look like war zones. The other day, I actually called him because I drove through D.C. I was going to North Carolina. I drove through D.C. I stopped in D.C. for something to eat. And there was homeless people all over the place. And I called him, and I was like, you are not going to believe this. I was like, how dare D.C.? Because there's homeless people all over the place. He was like, people don't see it.
You don't even got to go to D.C. Go to downtown Newark.
Right,
Downtown Newark. Over there where
I
they
thought I
shoot
was
the
in
show.
the 80s.
No,
I thought I was in the 80s
I
when
came
I
from a
was
show
driving
one
through
day,
Newark.
and I'm like, yo, I
Yeah.
mean, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, New York got their homeless here and there, but this was like a whole
It doesn't
boulevard
look
of people
like
shooting
that.
on the
No,
street.
yeah.
With all kind of shopping carts and
Right.
bags, and like a whole, like,
Right.
I ain't want to walk down
Graffiti,
there.
right?
I went
Graffiti
all around the
everywhere.
long way. It was dark over there. I said, nah, I'm going this way.
Yeah.
like LA got the whole.
It looks crazy.
It does,
So
man.
New York, I'm sorry, like you said, there's spots,
There's
right?
spots, yeah.
But no, for the most part, you're not stepping over homeless people when you're just walking from one corner to the next. Like, he's managed. First of all, he came in while at the end of COVID, right? Then he had to manage that migrant crisis, right? So, right. He was handed a mess, and so here's another one. Early childhood. When he came in, it was like $220 for a person on welfare to send their kid to childcare, ages 2, 3, and 4. He dropped that down to $20 a month. $5 a week.
Yeah.
Right? So like, he managed COVID. He managed a migrant crisis. Still pushed the city forward. The indictment still pushed the city forward.
Never stopped working.
He was a stabilizing force.
Boots on the ground, 7 days a week. We all should say it all the time. Ain't never in the history, and I'm from New York, born and raised, seen the mayor. Yeah. And not like because he's a friend of the show. I never seen the mayor 7 days, boots on the ground, everywhere.
He doesn't sleep.
I've never seen that, man.
He don't sleep.
This dude working. And his biggest thing that he says all the time, because I done been to a couple of campaigns, I'm going tomorrow. As a matter of fact, he always have his numbers behind him. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
What you going to change that done already changed? What you talking about?
Yeah.
But they was not really, I'm going to tell you what, the reason why he came on our show, because he been on our show like 8 times. He asked us after we interviewed him, yo, y'all mind if I come on your platform once a month to do a check-in? We was like, whoa, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
He says because the community and the news and the media are not putting his work out there enough.
Yeah.
And he would want to go through our shows, and he got on a couple other shows so he could let the people in the community know what he's doing, because he said people don't know what he's doing.
Well, so I think that's a combination of, like, I can't absolve him of all. So part of the book, like, there's the last chapter of the book is called Love and Accountability. And what I make the argument that those things don't have to be exclusive, right? You could love someone but still hold them accountable. Part of that is his fault. He did not have a good communication strategy. I'm not calling out my former colleagues. I'm not, there's no shade to the communications department, but like, he just I from day one, I was like, I call him E. I was like, E, I don't like the image that they're portraying. I don't like the videos that they're putting out. I don't like the messaging. I was always talking to him about that. Always. And he would go, well, what would you do with it? I'm like, yo, let me do your campaign. I would love to do your campaign. I was like, I'll quit. Let me quit. I'll do your campaign. He was like, no, I have somebody. Like, I saw it the whole time, and I was like, the message is not getting out. So then eventually he was like, the message isn't coming out. I was like, we're too late. Yeah. We're too late, because he started talking about that this year. We had 3 years to get it right, right? So part of that is his fault, and he'll say that. He'll say that. I'm not calling him out for anything he doesn't know. And then the other side of it is, these people. So it wasn't just the campaign finance board, right? You guys talked about matching funds. You're supposed to get $8 to 1. They owe him $4 million. They were not trying to release it, right? So there was that. Then there was the media, right? The media not, promoting his accomplishments, but always ready to talk about like the drama, right? Yeah. But then there was also the communications challenge. He was running an ineffective campaign strategy, and then his own party. There was a lot of sabotage. There was sabotage inside.
Yeah, about 8 people stepped down.
There was sabotage.
Or the feds ran into their cribs.
No, I'll say this. It was.
Yeah, that was big.
I agree with that being an issue. One issue he has. If I can tell him.
No, go ahead.
Another person that has managed some of the agencies. I was an executive in one of the city agencies. I won't say which one, but the thing is, he has to select a good cabinet. I think he did that poorly.
A what?
A good cabinet. His first cabinet was so poor that he had to get rid of it. They was all doing stuff. You can't hire all the banks, right? We know that. Like they screwed him up.
I love them. No, I love them.
They're great. They're really smart family, but you can't, right? Like you just can't. But they screwed him up because, honest truth, prior to all of the allegations, you didn't hear much negative. It was right after the banks, when you had the banks in education, you had the banks that was one of his cheapest.
Phil was deputy mayor of public safety.
And he was like,
the 2 twin brothers.
And then he was promoting people in the NYPD that
police commissioner dudes.
And this is not even his fault. He doesn't know that they're doing this stuff. But I think his selection got better with I call it the second cabinet, with the exception of his chief of staff, who's amazing.
They were tishing all of them.
Camilla or something like that. Camille or something. But
I got a story.
No, I'm not saying that she doesn't have a. But as far as like the media being able to attack her for doing wrong, like when you're in those roles, everything changes, right? Like he's black. So if you right now you win mayor and you hire Vito, he has to be like, I'm gonna be the best church boy for you. I I'm not even. Don't call me about no nonsense. I don't want to be next to this.
But you know what? That's not him. That's not in his nature, right? Like you're talking about somebody who started. No, I don't agree with that. He has to.
Because let's keep it from
No.
a minority in those roles. You gotta remember, he's probably the second.
No, I feel
person,
you.
right?
Yeah.
And it's not him.
Yeah.
They should have had enough respect for him to say, look, no, I have to make sure my tie is straight, my shoes are like. And
No, but I think that's the plight of the black man, right? Y'all all black in this room is what? First of all, I don't agree with that. Why should you have to?
No,
I don't agree with that.
You have to.
I hear you, and I'm not a black man, right? I'm not a black. You shouldn't have to, right?
But you know,
but
what she's saying, and we all know him. We all know him. He ain't doing that. He's gonna
not,
go around every now and then. He gonna go drink his cognac. He gonna go in a place. He gonna drink him. He gonna smoke him a cigar. He gonna be him. But he gonna work. But he gonna live his life too. Eric Adams ain't doing that, man. It's because his story is different. If you hear his story from the beginning, when he grew up and to now, he's not that type of guy, man.
I'm talking about when the people that was around him prior to him making these changes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I felt like Love and Accountability is perfect when I was reading it. Because the problem is this: he know a lot of these people grew up with him from, and the problem, and when I mean grew up, maybe not his childhood, but throughout his career.
Yeah.
The issue is, I think he saw some of the delinquencies in there, and
that's a good word, yeah.
And he never said, "Look, you're fired." Now, when he was forced his hand, he got rid of everybody.
Yeah.
But then he had some good pieces around him that I don't think he should have put as agency commissioners. They should have been in his cabinet, the Tissues of the world. She can't lead the LGB perfectly. She's doing her best, but she's doing a great job right now, at least with them. But that's somebody you put into the office, right? You don't put Katz as your deputy mayor, who's a publicity stunt. And that's all he is. He just wants to, look what we're doing. And no, honest truth, you need people that's quiet.
No comment.
Yes. And you know what I'm talking about. And no offense to Katz. I think, like I said, he can do what he wants. But the problem is he needed to put people like Tish, quiet people that's going to come in and execute. You see her on TV, all she is.
You know what though? Let me say this too. And I don't know the particulars behind this. And I hope he's okay with me saying this, but this is the truth. He had those people. When I first came in, those people were there. Matter of fact, before I came in, there was this woman named Lorraine Grillo that before I came in, because I knew a lot of politicians because of my background, I was calling like council members that I trusted. And I was like, I think I'm going to go in, I'm going to help out. And here's another thing. I was coming in to help because it hurt me to take the position because I had a daycare that was receiving government funding. So it was a conflict of interest for me to even come in. So I had to step down as the executive director of my daycare to take the position. Yeah, and it wasn't a come up. Like I actually took a hit on my income coming in. So that's a whole other thing. But I just knew he needed eyes and ears on the ground. Like I was like, who else is watching him from the inside? So anyway, I asked everybody who's the biggest and the baddest on the inside. Everybody kept telling me Lorraine Grillo. So I'm like, okay. So before I even got in, I emailed Lorraine Grillo. I looked up her email myself. I didn't ask nothing. I didn't speak to him about it at all. Actually, he doesn't even know that I emailed Lorraine Grillo. To this day, I never told him. So he might hear this and be like, oh, wow. I emailed Lorraine Grillo and I said, hey, I heard you're amazing. Like during COVID, she was considered she held the city down during the de Blasio administration, is what I was told. She also was like the head or the CEO of school construction. Like this is a big wig. So I emailed her and I was like, hey, would you mind mentoring me? I'm coming into the administration. I've never worked for government. I want to come in and just understand the landscape. I've been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I don't know this space. She was like, yeah, kid, sure. Come in. I'll put you under my wing. We'll have a conversation. We'll go to lunch, da-da-da-da. I came in, within 2 weeks, Lorraine Grillo left. She quit. And she was walking out. I was walking in to City Hall. She was walking out. She said, sorry, kid, I'm going to have to catch up with you another time. She's like real, like she got a deep voice, sound like a smoking voice. Sorry, kid, I got it. And I was like, so I saw her leave and immediately I said, uh-oh, she's leaving? When she was walking out the door, I said, uh-oh. Couple of weeks, I was like, uh-oh. 2-3 weeks after that, our communications guy, Max Young, he left. And then I was like, oh no. And then a couple of weeks after that, and I won't say his name, but like another dude, a lawyer, like highly respected, he left. And I was like, oh shit, what's going on? And then that's when I was like, what is happening? All the government people, the smart, savvy, powerful bigwigs, they started leaving the first couple of months after he came in. I didn't understand it. To this day, it's funny because maybe I'll sit down with him and ask him, like, what happened that Lorraine left? You know, I to this day, I don't know. But when you see something like that, you know something's wrong. And that was my first instinct was like, something's wrong that she's leaving. But then, you know, I guess there's the typical, I've never been in government. So like, I've never worked in an office environment, right? I literally, I came out of high school, was in the music industry, started my own business, and really was on my own for years. So like, I wasn't familiar with office politics. Mm-hmm. But I was just seeing a lot of stuff that I was like, oh, is this how, you know, it is being in an office building with people, you know? Yeah.
So how it come about that the position he offered you and you accept that amount of money, how, if you wasn't qualified for it?
No, of course I'm qualified for it. Well, first of all, on the application itself, right, it asks you, so you have to have something called, in order to be a director, you have to have 10 years of experience. 10 years. I literally, at that time, what was it, 2022? I started my organization in 2010. I had 12 years of experience, not just running a nonprofit, a successful sports nonprofit, but I also was with Red Bull for like 7 years at that time. So between my nonprofit, traveling literally the world, and it's documented on, you know, anybody who's ever been friends with me on Facebook for like 20 years knows, like, Jazz does this. Mm-hmm. So I've never, even when I accepted the role, I've never had anybody say, is she qualified? I've never heard that until the book. So that nobody's ever questioned my qualifications. But then leading into the, then Red Bull, you know, I had Red Bull for like 7 years. So, you know, actually that's how we met. Hold on. We met in the Red Bull suite at the Barclays Center. It was my suite. It wasn't his suite. He walked into my suite, and I was like...
And at the time, what was his position?
He had just become Brooklyn Borough president.
Okay.
It was March in 2014. It was funny because that was the year I met Jordan. Jordan ran in, opened the door, ran in, and I was like, who are these kids? And he was with a bunch of, you know, I guess his friends. He might have been like 18, 19 at the time. And then, you know, Eric came in and introduced himself, but he walked into my suite. That's how we met. So to say that I'm not qualified, like the man walked,
okay, so he walked in your suite. So what happened after that?
So like it was like a normal introduction. He definitely made an impact on me, but, you know, I wasn't thinking about him. He was like, let's do something in Brooklyn. And I was like, oh my God, I would love to. So at the time, I owned these, see, that's another thing. I used to build handball walls in like places where I felt like there was a lot of foot traffic, right? Because I was trying to change the perception of handball. Handball was, first of all, it's been in New York hundreds of years. It was brought here by the Irish during the Great Depression, right? But in Ireland, handball is considered a professional sport. Hundreds of kings used to play handball. Like I meant to say over there, it's been around hundreds of years. They brought it here during the Great Depression. Then the Parks Department put up walls all along the shore, and then it became so popular because it was a low barrier of entry sport, like it didn't cost a lot of money. Then the Parks Department started building walls everywhere, right? So in the 5 boroughs, we got like 2,000 walls, right? Every 10-block radius, you're gonna find a handball wall. So, but handball had the reputation of the perception of being a poor man's sport or a jail sport, right? Like they would call, like people would call it that because only poor people were playing handball, right? So I wanted to change that perception. So I purchased literally a handball wall. It was made out of like compressed wood and plastic and then whatever it was. I mean, it cost me thousands upon thousands of dollars. And then I used to build this wall in places around the city that had a lot of foot traffic. So when I met Eric and he was like, let's do something together, I was like, can I build a wall at Borough Hall? Like, because behind Borough Hall is the plaza. And there's the office buildings, there's a courthouse, right? So there's always foot traffic behind Borough Hall. And there's a big space. And during lunchtime, people would sit on the stairs, have lunch. So I was like, oh my God, this looks like, you know, like audience. I could build a handball wall right here. So I followed up with him and I was like, hey, I'm going to take you up on working together in Brooklyn. Can I build a handball wall on the plaza? He was like, sure, like do it, right? But that's Eric, right? It's like Eric is amazing. He loves big ideas. He calls them moonshots. There's a book called Moonshot where you're supposed to aim high, right? So anything you give him that's out the box, that's unique, like he's down. What he doesn't get into is the bureaucracy, right? So like once I was like, let's build a handball wall, he's like, yeah, he tells his team, make it happen. But this is how we got close, because we have a meeting with his team. He tells them make it happen, and then when he walks out of the conference room, I'm like, so I'm literally this close, and I'm like, hey, so what are the next steps? This chick tells me, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Oh, wow. And I was like, wait, what? And she was like, I said, but the BP said, and she was like, the BP doesn't get what the BP wants. And I was like, oh, like, so.
Who was that, by the way?
She's at City Hall, so I'm not gonna say her name.
Oh, she's still in there?
She's there. It's his homegirl too, so I'm not mad at her. So, maybe she said it, like maybe she said it in a protective way, right? Like in hindsight, she might have said it like, he can't do that, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
But the way it came across to me, I was like, what? I was like,
Well,
trifling.
he can't do that for you.
She basically, when he walked out the room, she was like, yeah, we're not doing that. We're not building that wall. And I was like,
she said he can't get what he wants. So go ahead.
he can't get what he wants.
Yeah.
So, but I think what she meant, like again, in hindsight, is it was very complicated to do that, right? Because I found out going through the process, but let me break it down, because this actually explains like a lot of things. So I call him. Nobody knew. He gave me his personal cell phone number. So that night I called him and I was like, Mr. President, I'm so sorry to bother you, but when you turned your back, your staff was like, yeah, we're not doing that. And he laughed and he was just like, you want to get something to eat? It was like, that was it, right? But let me break down like some people's now. Yeah, he was like, let's get something to eat.
Call him my phone. Don't worry about the wall. What you want to go in? We talk about the wall another time.
Yeah, so that's how. But let me break down. So some of the people, right? So this person was like, yeah, we're not doing that, whatever, right? So I go back to Borough Hall and I'm like, but I was like, can I just try to navigate this? He was like, yeah, if you want to. Who did I go to? I went to Ingrid, and I was like, Ingrid, people are saying it's impossible, and she was like, no. What do you need? Like, that's Ingrid. Ingrid is a fixer. She's trying to make something happen. So Ingrid found these like historical blueprints that were in the building. Remember, they had only been in the building for like a few months once I met them. So they were still unfamiliar with the place. So she got me these, huge historical blueprints of the building. Then we found out that the plaza was owned by like the Parks Department. So I really had to go through them. It wasn't really him to say it was okay or not. It was owned by them. So there was a lot of figuring things out. But like Eric was like, yeah, sure, we could do it. And then I think her telling me no was like, nah, he don't really know how complicated it is to do something like that. So we wound up never doing it. We never did the wall. The Parks Department said no. Parks Department said no. But yeah, we started going out. We started, hanging out, taking long walks.
The first date, how that was when y'all went to eat.
You know what's funny? I don't even call them dates. Like, I would say we dated, but like I didn't consider them dates while we were on them. Like, I wasn't like, oh, I'm going on a date. I never.
Why you didn't consider them dates?
I never felt.
He probably did.
I don't know. There was no pressure. There was no definition. There was no nothing. I would show up. We would eat. Then we'd take a walk. We literally walked through the entire Brooklyn, and I'd go home. Like, that's it.
That sounds romantic.
That's
man.
romantic.
There was no.
No, he's a borough president at the time.
But the whole borough of Brooklyn.
Back then, because he wasn't.
No, he's a borough. He's a
No.
He was 100 black
He was
cops, right?
he was much bigger back then.
Yeah, 100 black men.
He wasn't slim
Yeah,
like he is
yeah.
now.
Hold on.
You had the big Adam. Don't front. We know big Adam.
Hold on, because people love to say that. He was.
You got to think for big boys.
No. I got a photo. I got a photo on my phone of him.
No. What you going to say?
He was solid. He was solid back then.
Yes, he was. This is actually he just texted me.
No, but he wasn't fat.
actually.
He was like kind of stocky.
He was
Kind of stocky.
Chubby punchy, but he was solid on the top. Like you could see he lifts weight.
Yeah, his face was a
No,
little
he was.
thicker too.
What he was.
That's him?
Yeah. No, because he just texted me, so I tried to call him on video. He'll call back. So
That's how Eric.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. That's him. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wait.
we'll call.
you guys are so corny.
Funky beat. Call
Okay,
him.
maybe I shouldn't have said that. Hold on, let me turn my
Now
phone
call
off.
him.
I already seen it, but go ahead.
No. He looked great.
He
Shut
was
up. I
on
would tell.
FaceTime?
About to.
You said I asked you tough questions?
No, ask me some questions.
Get him
Yeah.
on.
He's smooth.
No, well, let me go back to that weight thing, right? Because he always says, "Oh, I was fat back then. I was fat back." He was not fat. He puts half these young boys to shame. His body was like big, he was brolic. So I don't think he was fat.
He got you.
So okay, so hold up. So you said y'all you don't consider that as dating.
No,
y'all
I didn't
just
consider
walk.
it.
So
I
y'all
didn't.
never asked each other. Did you ever ask him? Did he have a woman? Did he ever ask you? Did you have a man?
You want to hear something?
You said ask tough questions.
Nobody has asked me that question yet.
So y'all
And I might have done a dozen interviews. Nobody asked me that question.
I'm the best.
I'm hoping he calls me right now to cut this off, because, so that's a great question. Okay, and the truth is, he sat me down one time. He sat me down. I've never said this. He sat me down and we had a talk about it. We just had a talk about people in our lives, and I had somebody in my life too. So yeah, nothing serious, But I first of all, neither one of us are married. Right, so it's not like we're breaking any covenants, nothing like that. We were two unmarried people. So and nothing was happening. Let me say that too. Nothing happened for 15 months.
So
he was
15
patient.
months.
So simple fact that you said y'all wasn't married. Do you? Because people say when people not married, even though they got a boyfriend, a girlfriend, it don't count. Some people subscribe to that. They say if you're not married, I don't care if you've been in a relationship for somebody 15 years, that don't count. So that's how y'all looked at
that's
it?
not no, that's not how I looked at it, and that's not how he looked at it.
He's about to get divorced. That's
You're right.
No.
I tell you,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Doc, you're killing yourself, man.
Go ahead, man.
Leave it alone, man. Talking too much, man. Let me say something.
She said they never discussed it.
If
You said y'all never discussed it.
Hold on. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. If you hold, let me finish. Let me help you out for a second. Because you're trying to get more in depth. Hold up, you can do that, but let me help you out. If you in a relationship with somebody for 15 months, that's your girl, champ. Hold up. Chap, relax, Doc. They ain't got nothing to do with no marriage or none of that. If you were somebody in a relationship, a relationship for 15 months, that's your girl, and you ain't supposed to be talking to nobody.
But some people
keep it all the way talk.
Single if you.
Nah, I know you not, man. 15 months.
I said, do they say? I ain't say I believe that. I did not say I believe that. But don't people say that? Don't you heard that, right?
I ain't never heard that one.
If you not
you
married,
heard that?
still consider single.
You heard that?
If what?
If you're not married, you still consider single.
He's saying like,
No, man.
See,
No.
actually, that's what they say. I ain't say.
I didn't consider
that.
myself
I said,
his
let's see how she
girlfriend.
feel about it.
I never.
didn't say
Let me
that.
say, I never
That's all
ever.
right.
I never ever consider myself his girlfriend. Never.
So 15 months, y'all were just cool.
I mean, we saw each other a lot, probably every day for 15 months.
Oh, so
But-
what made you say that you wasn't his girlfriend? If you've seen this person, a definition.
I was dating somebody. I was seeing other people too.
So it was open relationship.
we're not gonna get you in trouble, right? Because we don't want.
No.
she ain't getting in
I'm
trouble.
telling
She
you.
a
Well,
grown
here's the
woman.
thing. I mean, if I'm being honest, I wasn't sleeping with anybody. I wasn't sleeping with him. I wasn't sleeping with anybody.
Sleeping is not the only point.
I was dating. Yeah. Well, let me say this. So I'll be honest. Like maybe 7-8 months in, I definitely So it's in the book. So it's no sense in me not talking about it.
Talk the book. Go get that book.
Political
Amazon
humanity.
Prime? What's on?
So on Amazon, it's number one.
It's
It's
on
number
where it's
one
at.
on Amazon.
Amazon,
Number
okay.
one new release on Amazon. Yeah, we
And
beat
what date
up
it came out?
October 5th.
October 5th. We on the
Y'all go
22nd.
get that. Go
It's
cop
called
that.
Political Humanity.
There you go.
Yeah. So it's in the book. So again, like no sense in not talking about it. So there were a couple of moments that I unpack in the book where, during those dates, like he would say things to me. And one of the things he said in one of those dates, so we go to lunch one time, right? And it was at Forno Rosso. It's like this Italian restaurant in Brooklyn. And he's like, hey, you want to come to a restaurant opening with me? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I'm dressed up thinking, it's a party. And it was empty. And when I walked in, it was just one table set. Yeah. It was one table set, yeah. And then it was, and we sat down. All the other chairs were flipped on the tables, and the owners come and the chef comes and said, "What would you guys like to eat?" You know, so shit like that. Yeah. yeah.
And this 7 months in.
This is, maybe like 7-8 months in. But then during that time, he said, "You're going to be my wife." You know. And I was like,
okay.
You know,
Okay.
so
The plot thickens.
there was stuff, you know, and then, you know, there was a lot of love. Like, I'm kidding myself if I don't say I love him. Of course I love him, but it was deep. It was deep.
You said 15 months every day.
Just
And
about.
ain't no sex.
That's a lot.
Crazy.
Except for when he traveled and I traveled. Yeah, no sex.
That's a
That's
lot.
crazy.
No sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened. It eventually happened, but after 15 months. Yeah. Yeah. Swear to God. Swear on my kids. Swear to God.
So I see that you have a little girl.
Yeah.
So how that
Came after. You talking about after? They came after E. After the relationship. Yeah. But it's funny. I wound up having my little girl with like somebody I dated in high school. You know, nobody I had just met. I wound up, double back.
An old fling.
Yeah. Old fling. Yeah.
So let's get back to the book.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait.
But this is part of the book. Oh, this is the book.
I just want to touch on.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
not.
How much of an age difference is that?
22 years.
22 years, really?
I was 31. He was 53.
Oh, the mayor?
That's fine. 'Cause I thought you were gonna say like you're 53. This is a while ago. You're like 20 something.
Yeah. No.
Okay, that's a
But
good-
even then, he thought that it wasn't a good look. So when, you know, at the end of, I don't want to spoil the end of the book for you, but
I haven't finished it.
yeah, well, if you finish the end of chapter 2 years, it was when he sat me down, and he sat me down at Borough Hall, and was like, "I can't do this anymore." And he was like, he didn't tell me I'm running for mayor. He said, "I have to pursue this thing. I'm obsessed with this situation, and you know, I'm unfocused, undisciplined, and I just want to protect you from this thing." And I didn't know it was mayor. He just was like, "I can't do this with you in my life." So then he broke it off. He broke up with me.
You cried?
So it's funny because we talked about this recently. When I say recently, I mean we talked about this. He told me he thought I didn't care because I just said okay, and I just walked away. Nonchalant. But then I went downstairs and I was like, and then I cried.
So you like older guys then?
No, not necessarily. My son's father is way younger than me. Yeah, not way younger.
You like what you like.
I like what I like. Yeah, I like people.
So I want.
So
He's legal.
If he's instead of the borough president, if he was let's say a supervisor at Home Depot.
Eric, no, let me tell you, the most
Wouldn't
appealing.
the same thing?
You
Just
know-
ask
This dude, come on.
No, you know what it
Doc is nuts. Come on, man. It's all this dude, man.
Okay,
Her
tell me.
name ain't
What
Janet.
was
Her
that?
name ain't Janet Jackson, man.
Who in this
Her
room?
name is Jasmine, not Janet Jackson.
Who?
Only Janet Jackson do the plumbers in Home Depot.
No,
Depot.
I want to know. No,
It was helping with drywall. And some doors.
Who in this
Nah.
room works for Home Depot?
nobody.
Oh, okay.
Nobody. I was gonna say Hell's and Hearty Soup, but I'm just gonna say Home
So
Depot.
That one went over my head too. No. Let me. You know what I love about him? Honestly,
Yo, hold on.
there's a theme in like the guys that I've dated, right? I love ambition. Like I just love ambition. It's not even just like having ambition. It's like execution. You know, it's like dude went from, you know, he wasn't just a cop, right? He became a cop, but then he started 100 blacks in law enforcement who care. Like I'm sorry, I always say that's a nigga. Like that's the type of dude that I want to be around. You know, it's like, yeah, like
So opposites
love
attract.
it.
Opposites attract, they say.
Who's-
Good girls like bad guys.
Who said
I'm
I'm a
not
good
saying he's a
girl?
bad guy. Oh,
That's
no,
right.
I'm just saying.
Nah, that's right. That's true.
okay.
She never said that.
okay.
No, because I love when they're like,
trying to
like,
get
oh,
the
he
story.
bagged her. Well, what if I can't bag him? Like, I don't understand the way people think.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Let him know, Jasmine. Let him know what it is.
There was listen, there are stories that I can't put in the book. I can't put in the book. But I'm also gonna keep it PG here, where, you know, yeah, no, I had a
Don't stop, get it.
no, you know, like everybody's come on, like female, like we're not.
And then
We're worse than guys. We're just better at it. We're just quiet about
I
it.
tell them all the time.
No, we're worse
I
than guys.
say it all the time.
Why
Say
you
it
say
one more
that?
time. Say that again.
No. Any female listening to this, no. We're worse than guys. We're just better at it. We're just quiet about it.
and it's better.
How y'all do y'all stuff? How y'all do y'all stuff?
What do you mean?
As far as
Give me.
your demonstration for a woman to a guy. Like you said, y'all better than guys. How would y'all do it?
Back him up right now. How would you back him up? Like, let's see.
No, it would take time. I mean, I'm not like, I don't have a line. No, it would, you know.
So when you say y'all better at it, mean far as like men do their thing and they get caught, women do their thing and don't get
No,
caught.
she ain't talking about cheating.
Not cheating,
She not talking
no.
about cheating. She
Like,
talking about
I
interest
liked
in the
him.
guy.
Right.
She said interest in the guy.
I would never tell this story. He would kill me if I told this story. So I'm not going to tell this story. But I will say there was a moment where he was like, "You don't like me." And I was like, "No, I like you." And he was like, "You don't like me." And I was like, "No, I like you." And then he was like, "Look, it's okay, Jazz. You know, you don't like me." And then I had to show him that I liked him. You know, then I had to show him that I liked him. So you know, I showed him that I liked him.
So do you think you was in love with him?
Yes, 100%. 100%.
That was your biggest loss right there.
Now she says she's still in love with him now.
I didn't say all
She didn't
that.
say that.
But I am. No, but I mean, it's funny because when the book came out, people were like, "Oh, you know, how dare you betray him?" The book, first of all, he read the book and he broke. And I read the book and he was like, "I love the book." He said, "I love the way you portrayed me." And then the media's like,
Yeah, they were
you know,
crazy with it.
like you betrayed him. How
Yeah.
dare you? He gave you a come up, and I'm just like.
They showed the book. They showed you. You know, they had the book up like.
Well, let me explain that. I'll
Yeah.
explain that. So I don't know if you guys know. I know he's been here, but Eric has a big scar on the back of his head, right?
Yeah.
Big surgery scar. So it's still sensitive.
That's when the police hit him, man.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the story he told us.
Okay.
When he was younger and when he got arrested and whatever, and they came at him. One of the dudes hit him in the head. Yeah.
So it's still sensitive. So when we used to hang out, I used to rub his scar all the time. Like I would pinch it. Like there's like sensitive spots on it. So I know where the sensitive. So I used to touch the scar all the time. And he just used to sit there. Like he'd sit there forever if I was, touching the scar. So the real story behind the imagery of the book is me protecting his vulnerability from the world.
Okay.
It's me covering his scar.
Got you.
Which is the only physical vulnerable point on his body. People don't know that.
Is that a real picture of him? No.
No, it's a drawn picture. But it looks like scandalous.
Right.
But I'm covering his vulnerability, and that's what the book is about. Yeah.
Okay, so
For y'all viewers who want to know about her book and y'all got your opinion, you got her right here. Yeah, and she telling it all, and she letting you know. Renee says, "This is what the real is going on in the
Yeah,
book."
ask me anything. I'm an open book.
So now he's borough president. Now when he
Mm-hmm.
broke it off, we had this part of the story where you didn't know what he was doing. He broke it off. He said you don't care.
I disappeared.
You disappeared.
I disappeared.
So what's next?
So I got with my daughter's father, and then we moved. I bought a house in Pennsylvania, and we moved. And I lived in Pennsylvania for like a year, I think. Had my daughter. I am not. So he texts me. He texts me, birthday, Christmas. Hey Jazz, happy Mother's Day. I'm not saying nothing to him. I'm not responding. Every now and then, maybe like 1 year, I was like, thanks, and that was it. We saw each other one time in like 5 years. We crossed paths, said hello, kept it moving. But then he becomes mayor, right? Well, no, he wins the what's the first election? The primary. He wins the primary. He hit me up. And he was like, my mother hit me up first. She was like, did you know Eric is about to become the mayor? And I was like, I'm in Pennsylvania. So I'm like, I don't want to hear it, Ma. Don't tell me nothing about him. And she's like, Jazz, he's about to be mayor, and then he was like, yo,
Better move back.
Yeah, well.
But you had your boyfriend though. You had your boyfriend, your baby father.
Thank you for mentioning that, because let me tell you what happened. He so had my daughter, had a beautiful pregnancy, but a terrible delivery, right? Like almost died. Black female maternal, like they kill us on the table. They cut my uterus too far. I bled out, like it was a nightmare, right? So I'm healing from that. I'm breastfeeding, I'm postpartum. And this guy says, I was never in love with you.
Your boyfriend?
Yeah, well, my
your
fiance.
baby father.
We're engaged.
Okay.
I have a ring on my finger, and we get into this little thing, and he goes, well, I really was never in love with you anyway.
He went for the juggler.
Yeah.
You
Like,
said that.
I was postpartum, so I was like crying. I was depressed. I was
So
really
why you
depressed.
think he did that? Because
No, he didn't even. You know what's funny? He didn't even say it out of anger. He wasn't yelling. He was just like, I really wasn't. I was never really in love with you anyway. I remember like the argument was, I was just like, yo, like you're not showing me no support. You're not da da da. You're not da da da. He was just like, well, I was never really in love with you.
Oh, that's how it came out.
It was like that. Like,
Okay.
well, I was never really in love with
That's
you.
that
And I'm like,
postpartum.
but then I said, right, no, that's what it was. In hindsight, I was like, oh my God, I was postpartum. And I didn't realize I
Right.
was. As soon as he said that, breast milk stopped flowing. I went into a deep depression. I gained a bunch of weight. And then this guy wins a primary and he's like, yo, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm in Pennsylvania. And he's like, I want to see you.
You told him you had a little baby.
I said I had a baby.
He cried.
No, he said, I don't care. You said you could be married, you could have babies, you could have boyfriends. I don't care. You.
Come get.
Oh, so he's snatching you from homie. He's gonna snatch her.
You know where you belong.
Listen, he can have a ring and I can have one too.
He was snatching him. He said,
No.
Nah,
He
I'm just
He
basically
said, I don't
said,
care about your situation.
No. I'm
Come
joking.
back.
I'm joking. But in so many words, I'm joking. He definitely said, it doesn't matter what's going on. Like, you're still Jazz. But I feel the same way. Like, I don't, I don't care what is going on. I'm like, he's still E. So we met up. We took, and I was so embarrassed because I was like, remember last time I saw him, I'm like 135. My hair is really long. And when I had Poem, I cut my hair short. I was like 30 pounds heavier than I usually am. So I had my glasses. I had this big sweatsuit on. I was like, I don't want to see him, But we wound up going on a long walk. And then, of course, he walks through the door of my mother's house, and he's mad slim. And I'm like, God damn, like, he is like, I gained the weight that he lost. So it's like, we like trade places. I was so embarrassed. And then, like, my grandmother was like, go upstairs and change. He's about to be the mayor. And then but for the first time, and this was a big deal, this is in the book too, because he said, Jazz is beautiful the way she is. She doesn't have to change for nobody. That was the first time I felt like somebody saw me. I was like, oh, literally. Like like that changed everything for me. We went on this long walk on the boardwalk in Staten Island. He talked about all these things he's going to do while he's mayor. And I had a million ideas because I had always run an organization. So I was like, oh my God, you could fix discretionary funding. You could fix passport. You could fix daycare. I had a daycare in Brooklyn. So like, I had a million ideas of things that he could fix. I was always advocating for like daycare owners, which are, predominantly black and brown women own the daycare centers in New York City. So I was like, there's so much to do with daycare. There's so much to do with your agencies, the Parks Department. I was always fighting with ACS. Like I knew the ins and outs of all this stuff. And so, yeah, like I was pouring into him. He was excited about the things that he was going to do. And then I just kept crying. I was postpartum still. So we went to dinner like a couple of times, and the tears wouldn't stop falling down my face. I couldn't even get words out. I'd just be crying at dinner, and he'd be looking at me like, I don't know what to do. Like,
Postpartum is a serious thing.
I didn't realize how serious it was until it was over.
It's
How long it last?
So I had my daughter in April of 2021, and I'm going to say I didn't feel better until probably like a year and a half later.
Damn.
Yeah, like it was
And
like
postpartum just doesn't make you emotional. It makes you shut down too. Like you don't want to do nothing.
But I also felt
You
like
know,
I was
so
in
I've
a
seen it.
fog.
Yeah,
I felt like
yeah.
I was in a fog. Like, yeah, like I can't. Like in hindsight, I know that I was acting crazy, but also I was texting him crazy. Like I didn't have any answers about what happened, so I'm cursing at him, texting him all types of stuff, and I was up and down, and he was just like, this chick is crazy. Like I don't know. I don't know how to. I'm not sure how to navigate this while I'm navigating being mayor. So but we remained friends.
So when did he give you the position?
Like a year later. Like I didn't come on board right away. So this is in the book too. That was a big moment because I was postpartum, so I was up and down. Then we stopped talking for a couple of months. and this is what I hate, what people forget, right? People really forget this. He becomes mayor. He gets sworn in January. January 9th, the first thing, I think it was the cops get shot, right? Rivera and Mora up in Harlem, responding to the domestic violence call. They get shot. That's the first thing he has, like he's responding to that.
It was 145th, right?
Then, right after, it was either, no, that, I think that happened late January. First, it was the fire. Remember the Bronx fire?
Yeah, the big one.
12 people died, children, like it was the Muslim community. Like it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Off of Webster, that up
yes.
there.
So it was the fire. That's what happened first. It was the Bronx fire. Then the Chinese woman gets pushed in the subway. Remember that? Michelle Go?
Yeah.
She gets pushed in the subway. Random, right? Mental health thing. Then the cops get shot. He snapped. So he called me. And he was like, yo, like, he needed to talk. And I still was, like, on my shit, you know? Like, I just wanted to, like... And he was like, yo, like, please, like, no heavy stuff. And I was like, oh. And I hear him sniffling. And I was like, oh. Okay. Like, talk to me. He's the mayor of New York City. It was January. And the fire, and the woman gets pushed in the subway, and the 2 cops die. And it's just like, why do we expect, like, he held all that down, you know, like, then gets in front of the podium, you know, with a straight face, with his back straight, with his, and is reporting to New York City. But, like, how do we not consider his humanity? The fact that this is a human being taking on all this stuff. And that's the thing about Eric is, like, he doesn't just, like, he's not with the performance. Like, he really absorbs that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it was on his shoulders. He takes it to heart. For some reason, like the woman getting pushed in the subway broke him. I don't know what in him snapped. I don't know what, but he got really emotional behind that. And then the cops further into, you know what I mean? So he was really upset. And it was around that time that I was just like who is in his corner? Like who's holding him up right now? And then so I wound up coming in like a little bit after that. I just was like, yeah, let me just, you know, so.
Much needed support.
And not only that, though, you say people don't know, you definitely qualify for the position.
It's stupid for people to question my qualifications. Like I said, I had 12 years of literally, everything is online. Like all you have to do is scroll. You'll see from 2010 straight through to 2022, accepting the job, all I did was sports.
But once you...
And I managed hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is not, I didn't come in and it was a cakewalk. No, I had 21 staff members. Plus, I was the executive director of a daycare center. That was another 13 staff members. I had 50 kids. Plus, I had a big budget. I was dealing with millions of dollars. Like, you know, in my nonprofit, I had hundreds of thousands of dollars, and daycare had millions of dollars. Like, I managed budgets. I managed people. Like, I came in already being an executive director in a nonprofit, being a Red Bull consultant, and then being executive director of a daycare center. Like, shut up. Anybody that questioned my qualifications.
So when you came back after the postpartum, y'all wasn't dating once he became mayor?
Nah,
right?
we never dated again.
Oh, so that was when he was borough president.
It was just when he was, but see, that's the thing, right? The headlines,
They made it, yeah.
The way the headlines are written, you would think that we were dating while he was mayor. Like that was never the case.
The media is always going to do that, though.
It was literally.
Because I don't think he would have want you working with him if he's a mayor. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Who want
yeah.
that girl working with them?
Right.
Yeah, that's a little
Yeah.
awkward.
Right. Yeah.
I
No.
don't think he would have wanted that.
No,
Right,
You
well-
don't hear that too often
Yeah,
anyway.
especially he could hire someone else. So
It was, well, you know, one thing he kept saying, and I swear to God, he said this stuff a couple, he was like, yo, you're literally the best person for the job. He was like, because what I'm looking for is I'm looking for somebody with an entrepreneurial lens. He said, I don't want necessarily government people doing government things. He said, I want to, so he used to say this thing about going upstream and, you know, pulling people out the river, and that was confusing to some people. But like, the point is, he wanted an administration that was proactive and not reactive. So what he would say is, I want to prevent people from falling in the river, not pull people out of the river, right? After they're drowning, right? He's like, let's prevent the people falling into prevention, right? like sports is prevention, right? Sports is addresses school attendance, right? Because if you're playing in PSAL and you want to be able to play on a sports team, you're going to school, right?
Correct.
So right now we got a lot of kids that are not going to school. Sports is a preventative tool right there. There's weight, there's crime, there's obesity, right? There's a lot of things that sports prevent. So, you know, that was a big deal to him. And, you know, so that's what I did. I made sure that there was equity. I made sure that I was challenging policy. I made sure that organizations were growing. I made sure that the agencies weren't working in silos, that they were forming partnerships. We built a junior high school version of the PSAL. Like, we did a lot. We revived the Mayor's Cup. We brought in we introduced new sports to government. You know, it was always traditional baseball, basketball, football. We brought in esports. We brought in robotics. We brought in cricket. Like, we did a lot of new stuff. So I did exactly what he wanted me to do, which is bring sports into the future. And that's exactly what I did.
So all this time you doing all these things, what was your dad take on this stuff?
My dad? I would talk to my dad every day. I mean, he, you know, like, that's the thing. Eric was always hard on me. That's the funny thing too, is like, he never really funded my office the way I felt like it should have been funded, and I wasn't able to grow my staff, which was very frustrating to me. But like, I knew enough not to just call him out on it or call him. Like, we had like a couple of layers of people in between us. So like, I wasn't going to him like, hey, why aren't you funding my office? I would go to my supervisor and their supervisor, and like, I would have to advocate for my office. So anytime I talked to my dad, I was always like venting to my dad. Like, he won't give me money for my office. He won't give me staff.
But that would put heat on him though if that was found out that he.
Yeah. Well, he didn't, right? And that's the thing. He never did.
Yeah,
so
that would be a conflict of interest for him.
Well, no, I think he was supposed to fund the office. So, you know, again, love and
but
accountability.
But if they know that if people find it,
we dated.
They're gonna put that together, and it's going.
But everybody's office was funded. The thing is, you know, when you prioritize the budget, sports is like here, right? It's like, you got things like sanitation and NYPD that need budget, especially when we were faced with the migrant crisis, and he had to make tough decisions about you know, where the money was going. So we have this thing called PEGS. I forgot what PEGS stand for. Program to eliminate the gap. So it's basically like telling every city agency, you got to cut back. And so you can't ask city agencies to cut back and then start funding programs that were never funded before. And the reason that they had to cut back is because we spent, I think, hundreds of millions of dollars on the migrant crisis. So think about that too. It's like, he was addressing that crisis while managing the city and still moving the city forward.
And then he went to see what's the name before Trump, Biden. He went to go see Biden
10 times.
And Biden gave him his ass to kiss.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And them buses were still steadily coming in.
They were still steady
coming. And he went there like he went to see Governor Hochul.
Yeah.
He went to see Biden, and nobody's helping him. So he did the best he could do. How he had to move the money around. Then they saying that he took the money from the libraries. He did this and that, but he fixed all of that. He was responsible. But he was responsible.
He was responsible. Listen, if you, just like we budget our households, right?
Yeah.
If we got a budget, what's the first thing that needs to go? And he didn't take. I think the libraries closed on Sundays for like a couple of months. Like, it was just some right.
He had to figure it out.
He had to figure it out, and I understand. Like, trust me, I understand. Like, nobody wants programs to be touched, but at the same time, he kept the bond rating high. He managed the crap out of the budget. We never had to. I don't think we had to touch like the rainy day fund. Like, he did a great job, and it's sad because he should be in this race.
Yes, he should.
He should be in this race.
When he you know, Michael.
Mike Law. Garner? Yeah. MWBE?
Yeah. So I saw him the other day, and when we saw each other, we was talking, because, you know, we was like, yo, before he stepped down, like, he ain't, you know, he gonna stay strong, he gonna win, numbers don't lie. And when he stepped down, we was like, dang.
I literally I had a knot in my stomach.
Yeah, me too.
No.
Me too. I was like, damn, because everybody's cheering for him. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying, though?
Listen, but that's the thing I tell people, too. Like, if you walk with Eric down the street, I've never been in a situation where people were like, you know, F you. That people are always like, I love you, Mayor Adams. Like, people give him pound on the middle of the street. Yo, can I take a picture?
He always smiling, too.
Like, the shit that they talk about.
They had not to cut you over there, a cookout every year. It's called Heaven Up in Harlem. You know?
No, I don't know about it.
Well, it's called Heaven Up in
not
Harlem.
familiar with it.
And when we talk about how he's boots on the ground,
Yeah.
you know, one of the guys that be with him, the security guys, like, you know, is there something going on that's coming on? Yeah. There you go. That's me. It's me and Doc Man. It's something going on that, you know, in the summertime that he can attend.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, they got the Heaven Up in Harlem. You know, he's like, yo, man, put that together. Make the phone call, got him up there, and he had a great time. And a lot of people were surprised to see right there. They were like, oh, you know, and they thought the guy that had the event, he brought him 9. The Beat 139 brought him up there. But we ain't do all that showcasing and all that. We were just like, you know what? But you know, we brought them up there. They came to us. We made the call.
Yeah, we made
You
that
understand
call.
what I'm
Y'all
saying?
know
Y'all
what it
know 100%. But we wasn't going, you know, we don't let the brother shine and all that. But my man, he was up there chilling and all that. Everybody like, yo, the man's here. Yo, the man's here.
Yeah.
Yo, that's big. Yo,
And
that's
nobody
big.
was acting funny, I bet, right?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
He
People,
stayed there from the daytime to nighttime.
the press
Come on.
is lying. They want you to think that people hate him, and we don't.
Nah, they love him,
People
man.
love
They
him.
lying.
People
Crazy.
love him.
Come
No.
on, man.
If you look online, those people are bots. Those people talking crap online, those are bots. You click on a profile, they're private. They only got 2 followers. They're bots. They're such lies. The perception is everything. So they make you think. But if you ask me, especially today, think about where we are today. People are very, and this is no shade on the candidates, right? People are like, oh, Curtis Lewa doesn't have a shot, right? Boom, that's there. Everybody's really concerned about Mandami, right? Again, this is no shade. And then people just don't like Cuomo. People now.
But there's a lot of reasons not. Why not to like Cuomo?
Listen, I like Cuomo as governor, but if you ask me, if it would have been Eric versus Mandami, Eric wins.
Yes, he does.
No, I'm saying that with all sincerity. I think that the numbers are in Eric's favor. I don't think that they're in Mandami's favor. I think that they're in Eric's favor. But
Eric against any one of them, he would have won. That's how I see it. He'd have beat Cuomo and definitely Sliwa.
Steve might go home.
Yeah.
He's a clown. He's a
Be nice.
He's a straight clown. You got to understand,
rock
all
with
the
him.
Jewish votes was with Eric.
Yeah.
Now that Eric is gone, they going with Cuomo because they not going with Mandami.
Well, it's funny because
That's
I
why
read.
they wanted Eric to step down. To strengthen Cuomo.
There was a couple of posts that came out today that I read where people were like, now that our mayor is not in the race, I endorse Cuomo. You know, like they make a mention to him, like he's not here, so we're going to do this.
So he's supposed to endorse somebody who he didn't do it yet.
No.
Eric, he's supposed to do it. But he didn't do it yet.
No.
You know, they asked him like a couple times and he said he's going to let him know. He definitely not doing Mondami because he don't like the dude.
I don't think it's that he doesn't like him. I don't think it's anything personal. I think
Not personal, but what he stands for. They say, well, he's a communist and this and that and all that other stuff. He's not
his
with
policies are questionable.
And they saying he ain't never had a job. Your first job is going to be the mayor of New York, and the dude never had a job.
But think about that for 1 second. How dare they question my qualifications? But then they want to give this dude the keys to the city? What?
Never had a job.
He just saw an application.
He said never had a job. It's his first job.
Apply for mayor, and that's why he applied for mayor. Has no political background.
He never had a job, man. His first application,
How dare
his
they?
first job would be the mayor of
don't
New
come
York
at
City,
me.
man.
Right.
That's a lot of
Y'all
people
about
got a problem with that.
make him mayor. Don't come at me. That's
Oh,
not.
you think he gonna win? Because you said y'all about to make him.
Man, Champ,
So
he
I
looking
think
like it,
he's
Champ.
gonna win.
Champ, he's looking like it. Because he's getting all the young voters. He's getting all the young voters.
Why do you think the young voters going?
Because the young voters, because he's saying stuff that appeal to them, Doc. He's saying stuff that's winning
But
them.
don't you just think
And
he
the young
just-
voters, like just like when they had the Black Lives Matter and all that, and we seen like people's backing the police down. It was the young kids, wasn't the OGs.
Millennium vote is powerful.
The OGs was like, they ain't got it no more. The young G's was moving the crowd. The young G's is the one that's going to the polls now,
Who
man.
you think gonna win?
You know what I mean?
This is what's funny. That's why I wanted Eric to stay in.
You know what I'm saying?
He lost because we're on a ranking system. So if he would have stayed in,
No. Ranking system doesn't apply in the general, just in the primary.
no, if you're right. You probably know better than me. You're right for the primary.
Yeah.
But
It's just
typically
primary.
because you have each party taking a.
Yeah.
Right.
But I still think it would have been most likely
Them two.
Cuomo and Eric.
But who you think gonna win now?
Not the
Who you think
right
gonna
now,
win?
God is leading in the polls, but the polls don't really mean much.
My mom Dami is the favorite from day one.
You gotta realize the polls.
Well, no, he was polling at 1% from the beginning.
No, I'm saying Slee was not going to win. Cuomo's struggling. This is my Dami. Eric is gone.
The polls is different. The polls, you have a lot of young people that's in that. They don't show up to the voting. That's the problem. Older people show up to the voting. Older people typically end up showing up.
Are those comments? Those things? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, your comments?
Yeah.
Oh, they telling you to
What?
give the man another title shot.
Can I know some of what they're saying? Yeah.
The comments is
Yeah, you got to turn
God.
off because you're moving with it. Can't move with it.
New York City is done. And it's not even personal. Like just looking at it from the fact.
Let me tell you something.
He's too young to, and it's not about age, but his mindset is too young. You cannot please everybody in the mayor's seat, and the things that he want to do is damn near socialism. And if you're anybody that's smart, you can't do things for free without it going.
Well, let's take our emotions out of it for a second, right? Socialism. Let's just deal with the facts.
Correct.
Dude said, "I'm going to do these things by raising taxes." Governor Hochul already said, "We're not raising taxes."
Defund the police.
So where's the money coming from?
Defund the police. He talked about that. But let's take a little step further.
State assembly. The problem is this: his education is there. I mean, his background is
His
there.
experience is in state,
Judge him
yeah.
by his experience. He didn't do shit in the state assembly. What do you make that he's gonna become mayor? Mayor is the worst title to have because a lot of stuff you can't do, but then you can do it. But there's so many, like you gotta fight with city council, you gotta fight with your state assembly. They have more power in state assembly to do and move things.
But guess who got the most power? The White House. And Trump don't want him in office. And Trump said if he gets elected, New York gonna suffer. He ain't giving him no break. He gonna hold the funds chair. Hold up. Trump said straight up, y'all better not elect this dude. Because if this dude win, New York gonna suffer. A lot of stuff he gonna hold the bread back. He not supporting that dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. That's how big this election is, Doc. This is a big joint, bro.
It's hard to hold money. Like he's really not holding money from the states right now. He's doing things that conservative.
He could delay it and delay it.
Wait,
could
who are you
cause a
talking about?
problem.
Trump?
Yeah, he can't. When it comes to state politics, no. When it comes to stuff like Harvard, yes, because that's too.
No, well, no. Let me just insert. So remember, I have a daycare center. We don't have a federal grant right now.
Correct, but that's what I mean. But he can't do it from a state level. He can do it from a
Government shut down.
No, he can stop the money from going to the organization.
Yeah.
But he
Right.
can't stop it from going to state.
My cousin works for the federal government in D.C., and I called her the other day, and that's what's going on. She said, nothing. I said, what you been up to? She said, nah, I've just been home. I'm unemployed now. I said, you unemployed? Yeah, because of the government shutdown. And she works for the feds.
They're all furloughed.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
Another person I know worked for IRS, no longer working.
It's crazy
Come
because you
on,
hear
man.
government shutdown, but I don't personally. I've never heard how that actually.
Yes, IRS,
affects, like,
the
people. I don't-
IRS, the feds, a
Wow.
lot of different
so
people.
when they say shutdown, that means the agencies, everybody goes home.
She's unemployed.
Oh, wow.
She ain't never been unemployed. My cousin.
Agency, but then there's people that's working.
That's
that
crazy.
They're working without pay.
A couple weeks ago.
That's
22 days
crazy.
now. It's the second longest one.
30 days, was it 22 days, was it?
22 days
Yeah.
today.
A lot of people unemployed, Doc.
Can we? I'm so curious. I see emojis, but I have terrible eyesight.
Okay.
Are they being nice or are they?
They're super nice. Super nice.
Okay.
You going viral,
All I see is
Jazz?
emojis.
Yeah.
They said, okay, hold on, let me get to this.
Yeah,
They
give.
said you got a lot of swag.
Oh, thank you.
got a lot of
I
swag.
have swag. Oh
Yes.
God.
They said, and
got some levels.
they said to be such an introvert, you sure know how to get to that outside bag.
I know always how to find the bag. Yes.
And they said salute to the mayor.
Yes. Salute to him, man.
And they definitely said you stand on business.
Yeah, I don't mince words. I always tell. It's funny because when the book came out, he was like, Jazz, I hate, they're going to make you feel uncomfortable. I said, E, I'm going to make them feel uncomfortable before they make me feel uncomfortable. It's like one of the first interviews I did was like Pix 11, and the guy was being so tough on me. When the interview was over, everybody was like, holy cow, why didn't you have her doing communications,
Yeah,
No
definitely
shade
did.
on him, but I would, I hold myself down.
They definitely got you in mainstream media.
I don't
They
mince
say
words, yeah.
girlfriend of Eric Adams, tell-all book.
Tell all book.
Tell-all book.
Tell
I was
all.
like, that. Who's that? Who that?
Nothing. The whole thing
Tell-all
promotes
book.
him. The
But
whole
they gassing though.
Yeah.
They gassing with
Yeah.
tell-all book coming out.
No,
Soon as he stepped down, they dropped the book on him.
Look, they said you made the man wait 15 months. They said, man, all those other girls, man, let people smash on the first time.
Oh man, yeah, we waited.
Man, this lady wants you back, man. Give her a second chance.
Give me a second chance. Oh God. That's funny.
Oh man, but
no,
real talk.
We waited.
So let's get back to your book real quick.
Yeah,
so
sure.
in closing of the interview.
Wait, hold on. We didn't talk about one of the main things.
Let's go.
The indictment.
Talk about it.
Because I have a whole chapter. It's funny because when the book was done, and I would let a few people read it just to get like some hard feedback before I went to print. Mm-hmm. People were saying their favorite chapter was trials, which is where I talk about the indictment. But long story short, because we never really spoke about the fact that, because we mentioned Joe Biden and how he went up to, Washington 10 times to talk to them. I feel, and I don't have a law degree, right? But I feel as though, his indictment was politically motivated. They were trying to kill him because he spoke up. Yeah. And so, but that's when I really started writing again. Because I started this book 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I started this book 5 years ago. But then I picked it up again during that time because I was like, how is this, how they're indicting him for what? I read it with everybody else. When it was made public, I got right on my phone. I downloaded it and I read the whole thing. And when I was done, I put the phone down like, that's it? A sitting mayor for airline upgrades? Like, that's embarrassing
that's
to even say that. That and to say, do the inspection, not pass the inspection, but do the inspection on the Turkish consulate, something like that, the building. And then it was the straw donations, politically motivated. My opinion, again, I don't have a law degree, but I think anybody that has analyzed that indictment has said, with a law degree, has said that, that this is a tough sell. So anyway, that chapter I unpack. I was subpoenaed 4 times. And I had to testify in front of the grand jury. So I was one of them. I just stood very low under the radar.
Why did they
I was
subpoena
one of the
you?
people that
Why?
Because I was on a list of people that had frequent contact.
On the phone.
Yeah.
They got the phones and they got the computers. That's why they grabbed them up quick.
Saying, really for the Turkish joint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any criminal liability. They made that clear as soon as.
But you said y'all talk frequently, so they want to see what's
they
going
wanted to know, why are you,
talking that much? He had to tell
them something.
But
they knew as soon as I went in, they knew. But they, very shit. It was the feds,
Well, yeah.
It was just like the movies. You walk in a room, there's 4 suits. They ask questions. They were like, where you from? I was like, Brooklyn, Staten Island. And they were like, aren't you also from North Carolina? I was like,
They know what they know.
Yeah,
They know what they know.
Yeah.
They know what they know. They do their homework.
Yeah.
Nah, they don't play that. They all psychology majors, man. They do their homework, man.
Yeah. But I didn't have any criminal liability. I still to this day was confused about how I got wrapped in it. But that chapter, everybody loves that chapter. It's called Trials. So the book starts with my great-grandfather, who's Reverend Dr. Sandy F. Ray. He's the one that built Cornerstone Daycare Center. And he built Cornerstone Baptist Church. Wow. Quick history lesson there. When Martin Luther King, when there was that first, speaking of Harlem, that first assassination attempt, he was in a bookstore in Harlem signing books, and a woman stabbed him in his chest, and he had to get surgery. He went to my great-grandfather's parsonage to heal because he didn't trust anybody else in New York. So there's photos of him and my great-grandfather. He's wrapped up in bandages. And so he went to Cornerstone. And then, speaking of Cornerstone, Hakeem Jeffries was baptized by my great-grandfather. So he was a big deal in the civil rights movement. And back almost 12 years ago, Eric said to me, like, oh, your great-grandfather's a big deal. And I was like, yeah, no, I know. And he was like, well, your family lineage is a protector of kings, and you were born to stand in that same. I was like, oh, this dude got game.
What's up, E?
He has game.
Hey, E, you watching this, man? I see you, baby.
He definitely said that to me.
I see you, baby.
Yeah. No, you know what's funny? When the book came out, I was like, do you remember saying that to me? He goes, no, I do. He said, I remember.
Did you write?
I got a job. I got to tell him to do some dating calls. Let me
Did you write some of that book during postpartum?
I don't remember. I don't remember writing during postpartum.
You said you've been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah, but it was like I kept picking it up, putting it down, picking up, putting it down, right?
The reason why
Like,
I asked that because, you know, when you get postpartum, you're real emotional. So some of the stuff might come out. You know what I mean? Like,
well, no, that's a really good point, right? Because I started it in 2020 during the pandemic.
right.
And it was because I was in this relationship and I knew dude didn't love me. You know what I mean? Like I just knew. You know these things, but you keep kind of moving forward anyway. Stupid.
He'll put a seed in you, now all of a sudden he don't love you. Lord have mercy. You know what I'm saying?
He was probably going through postpartum too.
Who knows?
You know, we can do
Yeah, men, no, they said men.
No, don't you dare. We're the ones that give birth.
Yeah, but we have to go through it with y'all. Y'all don't realize how difficult you guys are too.
Now that if you break out, he broke out. He ain't getting none of that.
Because
Old boy was out.
He was difficult. He probably was difficult. When
I'm
I read
difficult.
The first few chapters, I said, oh, she
No, but I'm not like
Postpartum women do be difficult.
Yeah.
They
No.
do be difficult.
You're
just
smart.
said she was cold
And
and
you're
texting
strong,
and all
right?
that. She wanted
So
everything.
you're smart and
So
strong.
there's a triple threat.
And then you got postpartum on top of that.
And
So
here-
your tongue is like.
And here's the thing is I don't really curse.
And
I
you
don't,
get
and
your
I don't
own
yell.
bag.
And I don't yell.
So
yeah.
the
So
women
you
that get their own
But I'll-
bag, they got a whole lot of this thing
No,
here going
I'll-
on, man. Because you
Yeah,
said,
I'll cut you with
said,
my
you know what you
words,
said?
yeah.
You know what you said, Jazz? You said, I moved to Philly. Like, that was my crib. He came with me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
He's
saying?
homeless, bro.
Right, right.
No, yeah, listen.
Get out, leave it. It's
No,
my
no,
spot.
and I never did that. I would never. No, actually, I mean, I'll say that because that definitely did happen. But that's why it's important to me to always have my own. You know, I always got my
Is he the
own.
one worked at Home Depot?
Who worked at Home Depot?
Because we ain't heard about Homeboy. We ain't heard no business background behind this guy. He just appeared,
One
right?
was young. Which one was young?
My son's baby father. My son's father.
So he's young. Okay.
Yeah, younger.
No, 'cause I asked 'cause the way he went about it, I thought he was young too. The way he went about.
He's not young. He's immature. Immature. Yeah, still to this day. Like I love him. We're good friends, but like immature. You know.
You love him, or you just have love for him?
I have love for him. Yeah.
But you love E. We gonna call him E.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You
I
do.
already said yeah. So,
Yeah.
I already
Even
said
after
yeah.
all this, because normally sometimes like the first time when y'all dated, it
Yeah.
always at its height. When stuff go down, it's hard to get it right back up.
Well, okay, so there's a few things there. One, I always respected Eric, right? So like the respect is still there, right? Two, he was very honest with me. Like he was just always straight up. I respect that, you know? So, and then I say in the book, in the last chapter, like me, I don't have to destroy someone to get over them. You know, usually people break up, they feel like they got to destroy you.
Yeah.
You know,
Talk
cut you
crazy and all.
down,
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
crazy. Like,
It ain't gotta be like that. Right.
If you're like confident, you know, I always say like, well, the best revenge is success. Every time something goes wrong, I'm always like, all right, how could I
Don't watch me watch
get another
TV.
bag? You know, like, yeah, like, so, but no, I never felt like, no, and then it's funny because you guys, I didn't say it, but you guys brought up like Cuomo and his like sex scandals and it, right? I wrote a book about Eric. Like I wrote a book promoting Eric, right? So it's like, that says a lot too, right? It's like Cuomo's, you know, yeah, and I'm like, no, like I never.
He was a little watered down Trump. Both of them be doing, you know, both of them
So
be
let me
like,
ask you this.
Yeah, but I never felt like I had
What's
to
your
destroy
name?
him. No, and I respect
lady,
him.
like,
I
why
still
your hand
respect
below
him.
the waist?
You respect him, okay?
Yeah.
So do you think he love you?
Let's ask him.
There it is.
I don't know what
But
he's
anybody
doing.
can say, not saying like that.
She gonna ask.
Go ahead, ask him.
I'm gonna try. Let me call. Let me
Yeah,
see.
come on.
I don't know if he's gonna pick up. Hold on.
Hold on, this right here is B139, y'all, exclusive.
Wait, let me see.
We need this.
Oh, he rejected the call. He's in the middle of something.
Oh wow.
Now
Yeah.
he watching the show.
Yeah, he probably is.
Oh,
He watching the show.
Yeah.
So are you single?
Yeah. No, I am. Yeah.
I
I
don't know
prefer
why
it
he
that
do
way
it.
though.
Nah, cause they
Yeah.
can't run it from.
Oh, he said
we
couldn't run.
couldn't
No, I
do
do.
that other
Oh, 'cause
stuff.
dude, you're right.
We couldn't do nothing.
You don't believe that?
None of that song.
So can
We
let
have
them
to
know
rock
we have
out
to
right
let because
now.
they've been
Wait,
rocking.
what do
with
they
us.
want?
Huh?
We gotta let them know because they've been rocking
What's that?
with us.
Let them know what?
Audience, that they
Let
can't,
them know what?
can't do it.
Oh.
And listen, the calling number's down today, 646-628-4264. You know, so it'll be
Hold on,
back
unless
up
I
and
could
running
do
tomorrow.
speak and go do the
You know,
the
now
joint
we
like
at
that.
Bull Lake, man. But anyway, Yeah, it's down right now, but I know y'all can put y'all comments on there and Keith Cash will respond. That's how we're going to do that.
But
you know what I mean?
You said you prefer to be single. I
Yeah.
don't believe that. I don't think any woman wants to be single.
No, that's not true.
Maybe
I
you're waiting for
prefer.
the right
I love
man.
my space. I'm like really. I have a good life.
So
I have
you
my
need the right
peace.
man.
Huh?
You need the right man. Like,
Who's the right man?
that's what I'm saying. Somebody that gives you that space, that comfortability. They're there even though
Starts with an E.
But you know,
I
Kevin
really
Samuels-
think it's
Yo,
I
but
think it's E too though.
You watch.
For real, I think this
yeah,
gonna
go
come
ahead.
back.
Let me hear it, Kevin. Now that's all I need to hear.
You used to listen to Captain Samuels?
I've heard a couple of things. My brother was into him.
Because when he just asks about the single, he always say that that's bullshit when women say that about their space. So he say that. Because first thing he'll break you down, you know what Kevin Samuels say? Act like I'm Kevin Samuels.
All right, let's go. All right.
So I go,
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels go like this. He go, what's your name? Where you from?
Jazz from Staten Island.
I'm from Staten Island, from New York. How tall are you, man?
5'4".
What's your dress size? I'm Kevin Samuels.
Medium. Body.
So what's your type? What type of man you want?
Ambitious.
Okay. What else?
Healed.
Okay.
Calm. Respectful. Forgiving. Empathetic.
Is a dollar amount matters to you?
How about to say that?
Because this is what he always says.
I was about to say that.
the supervisor of Home Depot is.
I would say he'd have to just match me. He'd have to match me because I feel like if I make more, that it's off balance.
So ma'am,
Uh-oh.
you have any children?
This is where he roasts everybody.
This is you about to get hit.
Yeah, so I'm about to get hit. I got 2 kids, 2 baby daddies. Let me have it.
Okay, you got 2 kids. Ma'am, how old are you? You don't have to say the right age.
No, I'm 42.
Oh, 42 years old.
42. My
live
stock
in New York.
is- yes.
What's the salary? Is it under 50,000 or over 100,000?
Over 100,000.
So you want a man with over $100,000. You have 2 kids. You're 42 years old, and the percentage of the man make that much money.
Wait. And I own my own houses.
Okay. Oh, all right. But the percentage of the man that you want, how many men you think
Oh, good
available to
question.
you
Yeah.
that's 42 years old that the pool shrinks.
Right.
You
I understand
42
that.
years
Yeah, I
old.
understand the pool
You living in
shrinks, yeah.
New York City, and you want this high
pool
value
shrinks.
man.
I understand that,
You want
yeah.
this high
And he
value
gotta
man.
match what you
and
got.
he got to
Yeah.
match what you match.
Yeah.
The percentage is low.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So what you think about that?
You got to settle.
No, I'm not looking for anybody. I don't feel like I have to come home to. I like coming home to my German Shepherd and my 2 kids. Like that makes me. I feel complete. I love
That's
men.
for now. Maybe later it might change.
No, I love men. I love men. But I like to see them when I want to see them, and then not see them when I don't want to see them. I don't want anybody. I just don't want it. Well, it's funny
There's
because
nothing wrong with that,
everybody that knows me my whole life would say, like, I was a man in my past life.
But it's nothing
just-
wrong with if you just want to date. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't always have to be in a relationship if that's your space. There's nothing wrong.
No.
with that.
I love relationships too. Don't get me wrong. But like,
Right now,
You
that's
just
what
saying
you
this
wanna
in your point in your life. This is how
do.
you
Yeah,
feel.
there's nothing wrong with that.
no, I've always kind of been like that. Like I'm not. I don't want anybody in my face.
Oh, you saving the welcome mat for Eric?
It's funny you say that. No. Wait, not the Eric thing. But it's funny you said you're saving. I'm gonna be honest. I swear to God, this is true. When I started, like, when I really said to myself, okay, I'm gonna finish this book, I stopped having sex. So it's been a year now. It's been a year because I want it. But this is how, and I'm just giving you the real deal how I operate. When I want to like focus, achieve something, like I have a thing about cleansing my mind, cleansing my body, cleansing my spirit. So I don't like anybody in my space. So like this is not about a relationship or a man. This is also like spirituality for me. It's like I don't want negative energy around me. I don't want anybody in my space. I swear on my kids, like I have not had sex in a year because I wanted to get the book across the finish line, right? I did. No. Listen, I'm like, okay. yeah, shit.
Book is done.
Book is done. Yeah.
Call him.
I think you need to.
Call
I
him.
think you need to think
Call E.
about the single part a little bit more. I don't truly believe you want to be single. That's one. I think you need the right partner. I agree. Everybody does.
The right partner. Yeah. I don't want the.
Convenient partner. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want somebody just for the sake of having somebody.
But you know what I agree with him what he say.
Who? Kevin Samuels?
Kevin Samuels. You know I agree with him when he say
What?
this? Because now, he said, how come a man can make over 100-something thousand and women...
I don't care when you come to my house. My house is always clean. You can lick the floor. There's no dishes in the sink. I love to cook. If I wasn't 42, I'd be barefoot and pregnant. I don't care how women feel about that. That's how I feel. I love being pregnant. I love being home. I love all that stuff. But it has to be with the right person.
No, we was talking about finance. The reason why I said this, right?
Go ahead.
Because I'm going back what you said. Because a lot of people talk.
Yeah.
Earlier you said you love his ambition.
Love ambition.
Okay. So now we go back to we saying if he wasn't borough president. Not forget Eric Adams. That to say Joe.
Okay.
Joe is a manager, and let's say he
At
makes
whatever.
$60,000 a year.
Okay.
You make what you make.
Yeah.
But Joe ambitious. Joe
Yeah.
got a lot of things. I forgot the movie where the guy was trying to do the light. It was one of Tyler Perry movies. The girl ain't support him. No, it ain't that one.
I know what you're talking
She ain't
about.
support him.
I know what you're talking
and then
about.
his
Tara P. Henson.
yeah, Tyler P. Henson. But he has ambition. He making some money. He ain't coming.
Wait.
fucked up.
Which movie is that?
It was
Give me-
with the one with Tyler
Yeah, I
P.
seen that. I
Henson.
saw that.
He was building.
Yeah,
I saw that.
A light or some shit.
Saw that.
Electricity, some
But she broke out though, right?
She broke out.
And then he got big.
He blew up.
Right.
He's humongous.
And then she wanted to come back
He
later.
want to come back. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah.
But my
No,
thing
no.
is,
But he
Here's
got another girl after
he
that.
got another girl.
Right. I
so,
saw
So
that.
saying this, right?
Yeah.
You meet this guy Joe, nice guy, look wise, he fit the bill, everything fit the bill.
Yeah.
But the only question mark, and he loves you, but the only question mark is, bro,
The
make
finances.
50. You making your 100 something, right? But he
But
got
that's why I said-
a few things going on,
Yeah.
but it just it pop. It just
But that's why I said ambition. I didn't say success. I said ambition for
But
a
this
reason.
guy,
Ambition and drive.
Yeah, because as long as you're headed somewhere,
But he got a couple things. So how would you feel about that?
if I felt like he was focused, because that's the thing is, if you're like Eric says, focus, no distractions, grind. If you're doing those three things, I'm with you.
There you go.
So you should
There you
always
go.
say that.
There you go.
I'm
Right.
with
You
you.
should always say that because it's very important.
Well, I said ambition.
No, but
you're
you said
right,
that
though.
about
I said,
Eric. You ain't say that about what I just asked you
No,
when
no.
I played Kevin Samuels.
When you
ain't
asked
say
me
that.
about the guys, I said ambitious. That was the first thing I said. You could play the tape back.
Yeah, you did say ambition.
That was the first thing I said
she
was
did
ambitious.
Yeah, ambition.
Yeah.
That's what it
No,
means
no,
too.
I'll hold you down. I'll hold you
Ambitious
down.
means you got something on your head, man. You got
But you have
got
to-
some type of
Right.
mission, some type of vision.
But you have to be in the
some type
process of trying
objective,
to achieve.
But you might not
right.
have got it yet. But it's just like my man you said with the invention. He had the thing,
He had
and
the
she,
thing. And he had a job.
she didn't.
It's not
She
like he
gave
didn't have
up
a job.
on him,
He had a job.
and he found up and came up, and then he just got multi. I remember that. And then also he got him a new girl. She want to come back. Now she want. Nah, he's like, nah, I'm good.
No. That's corny.
I ain't mess with you now. Don't come over here. I try to tell you. You ain't believing me, baby.
They asked you, Jazz, are you a Capricorn, Taurus, or Libra?
Or Sag.
None.
Shit, Leo.
I just said I did this thing because I wanted to reconnect with my
What's your sign?
spirituality. I'm a Pisces.
Oh, you pray.
Oh, she Ted.
So you're like
Ted, you Pisces Aries, right?
No, March
When you birthday, March what?
7.
Oh no, you guys are very. You know what's Pisces?
Here we
What?
go with the zodiac.
You
Uh-oh.
guys, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Tell me
I
about
have
a
cousin that's
Pisces.
Pisces.
Okay.
You guys are with the wind.
Wait, what?
You're with the wind.
Yeah.
You don't like. Do not. So that's why it makes sense now.
100%.
You don't need a boyfriend. Because you're gonna wake up one day and be like, I'm tired of him. I don't give a fuck how rich he is, how rich he is. You're gonna wake up one day and be like, I just want to fly and go somewhere and be alone. That's Pisces.
I literally did that the other day.
Yeah. Pisces,
That's true?
Oh, you got a Pisces girlfriend, good luck.
No, yeah.
Good luck with your Pisces
But you know what
girlfriend.
though? We're super loyal.
No, you guys are
Super.
you guys
We are
ride or
fucking
die
ride or die.
for a short period of time.
I will. No.
No. Like, what I mean is, like,
Go ahead.
the love is short period of time, and not that you don't love them,
Mm-hmm.
but you guys will still love them, but you don't want to be with them.
I don't like attachment.
Yes.
I don't like
Pisces
attachment.
don't like that.
Yeah.
That's just a free word. If you want to get up right now and go to a club, and you had a boyfriend, it's like, I'm going to a club and I'm gonna meet another guy. If I like him, I like him. That's the Pisces mentality.
So I can't relate to that because I don't go. I don't go out. I don't go out past 8. Like, this is a unique situation for me being out at this time. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, like
Very free soul.
free spirit.
Yeah.
Free spirit.
Pisces
Don't
are very
try
hard
to.
domesticate.
If you try, or we're what?
Yeah, very hard. Pisces are very hard, especially the women are very hard to domesticate.
Yeah. If you try to like pigeonhole us, it just makes us anxious. Like, yeah. We feel the energy of the world. We're very spiritual. Like, we're empaths. Like, we feel the energy in the room. Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
we about to close out the interview, right? This is a very, very interesting, great interview
Not what
right
everybody
here.
thought it
want
was
y'all
gonna be.
We want y'all to comment. We want y'all to like and share. You understand what I'm saying? Jasmine, get a book. What's the name of the book?
Political Humanity.
There you go. Where can they find it?
It's #1 on Amazon, new releases. Also, one more thing. Eric, 2 things. One, Eric, guy, where's the camera? Which camera's on?
Right there.
Eric is still in the race. Just because he's not actively campaigning doesn't mean he's on the ballot. Right? So that's 1. 2, he's still a Democrat. People think because he's running on an independent line that he is an independent. He's not. Eric is still a Democrat. So I just want to make those 2 things
So
clear.
you still can vote for him.
You could still vote for Eric Adams if you want to.
So let's say, for instance, if he happened to win, everybody vote for him.
If he what?
Let's just say if he get all the votes, what happens?
If he win, then he serves his second term, which he rightfully
But
should
he
do.
dropped out. Even though he dropped out.
Doesn't matter.
made him drop out?
He just suspended his campaign. That doesn't mean he's off the ballot.
There you go.
He
I
can
didn't
still
know
be
that.
mayor.
It's good information. It's good information.
That's good to
He,
It's good information, 'cause I'm voting for him.
Vote for Eric.
Vote
Keep
for
his-
re-elect.
yes.
No, it said re-elect Eric Adams.
Listen.
Re-elect Eric Adams.
And there's a whole chapter called Unapologetically Black. And what's the other one? You didn't read it. You didn't get it. So there's 2. There's Willie Lynch. There's a chapter called Willie Lynch, and there's a chapter called Unapologetically Black. Basically, like, we just need to stick together a little more. Like, our people. Like, please, they are trying to divide us. They've been trying to divide us. We gotta vote for the black man. Stop turning your back on him. It really broke my heart, the fact that it was black women were the first people telling him to resign. That's crazy
I ain't
work
like
to
that.
me.
What's that
That's
name?
crazy.
What's that chick named Adrian Adams?
Adrian Adams
she
and
was on him hard. I ain't
Andrea
like that,
Stewart
man.
Cousins.
That
I
chick
couldn't
Adrian
believe
Adams,
that.
man, from
No,
City
and I'm not
Council,
even
man.
mad. They just really broke
She was
my
on him
heart
hard,
with that.
man. Yo, she was on him hard. Didn't they go to school together? Didn't they
No,
go to school
they
together?
went to school together.
They went to
They're
school
they're not
together,
related.
man.
They're not related.
No
Yeah.
relations.
No, they went to school together.
They went
ain't
to
got
school
no relation.
together. Yeah.
And homegirl was flipped on
But
him, man.
it really broke my heart that they were
Yeah.
some of the first people to stand up and say, "Oh, he needs to resign." Like, that's
Crazy.
hurtful. That's
and she
hurtful.
was flipping on him like, I was like, yo, what's wrong with this lady, man? I just seen you maybe 2 months ago. Y'all was like this. Now you talking crazy about the man.
Yeah,
I ain't like
that's
that.
hurtful. Yeah.
So give him some closing statements or something.
Listen, the book it's a beautiful book. Eric loves the book. He thinks it represents him well. I get very deep into like just real personal stuff. Everything from, my background and my grandfather's legacy at Cornerstone all the way through to love and accountability, and public perception, holding the media accountable for them misrepresenting what this book is actually about. There's no sex in it. It's not salacious. If you're looking for that, like, it's not in the book. I'm sorry to disappoint. But if you want to know more about who Eric Adams is and the truth behind government, the truth behind the indictment, how the media skews the headlines to sell papers, and how even like love and accountability are not they're not mutually exclusive. They can both exist in the same space. We can hold our loved ones accountable and give them grace at the same time. Like, that's what the book is about. It's about extending humanity and grace to the people, not just in political environment, but in our circles.
All right, well, we want to thank you for coming to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This was fun.
This was a great interview.
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah, it was fun.
Before you go, can you tell them what's the #1 podcast media company in Harlem?
The Beat 139.
Okay, Don Vito, Doc, Ted, Young Cash, Keith Cash. We closing out. Thank y'all very much for tuning in. This was a very, very good interview right here.